Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
All stocked up for another year?
Ho, ho, yes. I'm also hoping for some advice.
Anything for you, Santa.
Any ideas for those who made it on my new extra nice list this year?
How about up to $5,000 Christmas cash with a qualifying heating and cooling system?
Or 0% interest for 36 months?
Both amazing values. Visit petermanhvac.com to claim your Christmas cash.
Hi, my name is Jason Werner of Werner Financial, an independent investment firm here in Indianapolis. With 10 years of experience as an independent advisor, we provide value to our clients by creating customized investment solutions ranging from managed personal portfolios, 401k planning, and income distribution for retirement plans. We have built Werner Financial with a strong focus in research, diligence to all of our plans, and strong communication with every client. We would love the opportunity to show you our process with a no-cost consultation to discuss your financial future.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
We are live from inside of Alexandria High School on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, driven by Greg Hubler Ford, bringing you this matchup of the number 7 team in Class 2A, the Alexandria Tigers, and the Blackford Bruins. A little battle of the CIC Traveling Trophy, who Blackford currently has possession of. So a battle to see if Alexandria can take over tonight. As Colin Nichols and Vince Reimer on the call. Vince, very excited to be at Alexandria for back-to-back weeks. And it's doubleheader action tonight, too. We got the girls' game getting ready to take place here in just 8.5 minutes. The boys will follow right after. Full night of basketball, 2 great matchups. It's the 9-1 Alexandria Tigers. They're ranked 7th in the state for 2A. Blackford right now, unranked in Class 2A, but they're 7-1. So 2 teams that very well could both be in the top 10 at some point together this season. It's a conference matchup, a rivalry matchup, CIC Traveling Trophy matchup. It's a big night of basketball overall.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, the difference between a team being ranked 7th, a team being unranked with a very similar resume. The big thing that we noticed last week is this Alexandria team has just got a lot of ways that they could disrupt their opponents. Meanwhile, that full court press, just the way that they really stifle their opponents right on the inbounds. You saw Franklin struggle to have any sort of flow based on their inbound pressure provided. So there's a lot of things Alexandria does that's been throwing opponents off and really leading to these big, drastic point differences in a lot of their wins. They've, of course, only lost 1 game. That was to LaPel earlier on, but they do a lot of things right. So it's going to be interesting to me just what Blackford does at the beginning of the game to respond to how fast and how aggressive we're used to seeing Alexandria play. If they're challenged tonight, it's going to just be interesting how Alexandria will respond. From what we've seen in person, haven't been necessarily challenged yet.
And you talk about one of the leaders on the team, and that is the name that everybody up here around the Alexandria area knows, and that is Jacqueline Hosier, 28.9 points per game. But another name that has kind of crept her way into the 6-man rotation and has been a consistent point scorer, especially from behind the arc, is Trinity Ford, the sophomore for Alexandria. She dropped 12 when we were here last week. Since then, had another double-digit game. She scored 13 earlier in the week this week, and she's having herself a heck of a start to the season, and it is really proving why, as such a young player, she is making her way into the 6 or 7-man rotation and being a crucial part of the offense for Alexandria and securing them the 9 wins that they have already.
Yeah, they've got a lot of shooters on offense. They do a good job of spacing the floor. On the stat sheet, it was interesting before watching their full team play. You see Hosier scoring almost 30 a game, does a lot of the, scoring for this team on a night-to-night basis. But overall, they got a lot of shooting, a lot of players who can step up and make a lot of good decisions. They don't turn the ball over as much as we're used to seeing. I just think it's going to be interesting how Blackford plays at the beginning of the game, because for all 4 quarters, Alexandria last week played with the same identity, and they look like a confident team that's been together a while. If at the beginning of this game Blackford really challenges them, then I think we're going to have an interesting contest.
Blackford started off their season 0-1 with a 33-30 loss to 4A Kokomo. Since then, they have won 7 in a row, including some big blowout wins as well, 61-29 over Fort Wayne, 65-39 over Adams Central, and the list goes on. Also a 68-27 win over Muncie Central. Blackford, though, unranked coming into the evening with a 7-1 record, and they've got some players on the floor who we're going to see tonight score some big points. Chloe Wicker, the senior, 15.5 a game scoring for her. Braylee Vanskiak, 6.3. You've also got 14.5 from Sydney Morris. There's going to be some big names on the floor scoring a lot of points for Blackford, and I think if they continue the win streak this evening and improve themselves to 8-1 with an 8-game win streak, I think that's really going to pack a punch and make the deciders of the AP poll really look at this and think, hey, Blackford might deserve to be in the top 15 for this class in 2A.
Yeah, one thing that you mentioned to me leading into the game tonight is going to be the height is going to be a difference, because Blackford's got a pretty substantial height difference. They got 3 girls that play substantial minutes that are 5'10" or taller, know how to use their size, good footwork on the inside. So it's one thing to watch out for, the rebounding advantage instantly. Really, I think Blackford's biggest thing tonight is dealing with pressure. If they're able to take care of the ball, make sure they get it past half court in due time, and really their 5-lady unit runs consistently and they're able to get the ball up the court and hold possession without many issues of turning the ball over, then they're going to be fine tonight. They do a lot of their scoring inside, so they just have to be calm, be patient, and not panic in terms of turning the ball over tonight.
And I think a big thing to mention, too, when we talk about the height differences, Blackford has more height across the board. There's some pretty good height matchups on the side of Alexandria as well, and some pairs that are going to match up really well in terms of height. But across the board overall, Blackford not lacking in the height category. I believe their shortest on the floor tonight is going to be 5'6", and then you've got some 5'3", 5'4", 5'2" from Alexandria. That's really going to be a bit of a difference when it comes down the stretch in terms of your overall lineup. But an exciting docket of basketball coming up on the evening. 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining until we get started in the first quarter of our first game tonight. Once again, it's the Alexandria Monroe Tigers hosting the Blackford Bruins. CIC Traveling Cup matchup, Central Indiana Conference matchup, rivalry matchup on top of that. Doesn't get much better headed into the holiday season for high school basketball in the state of Indiana. A quick break to hear from some of our underwriters, and then we'll be back with the starting lineups presented by Werner Financial. That's what's coming up next in just a couple of moments on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at GenesisSportsPerformance.com. The Mower Shop in Fishers is the one-stop shop for all of your lawn maintenance needs. We have a huge selection of Honda and Toro lawnmowers in stock and even more to choose from online. Plus, we carry parts and accessories with super fast shipping. Just need maintenance or repairs? We offer that too, and we'll even deliver. The Mower Shop, family owned for more than 20 years. Visit our showroom just west of State Road 37 in Fishers or shop online at themowershop.com.
We're back live inside of Alexandria Monroe High School on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com for this evening's matchup of the Alexandria Tigers and the Blackford Bruins. CIC Traveling Cup matchup, a Central Indiana Conference matchup, and a rivalry matchup on top of that. It's time that we get you into the starting lineups presented by Werner Financial. Vince, why don't you go ahead and take it away with the Blackford Bruins.
Starting senior Faith Geppert, averaging 6.1 on the year. You got Chloe Wicker, also a senior, number 12, 15.5 a game. Definitely somebody they rely on a lot. You got number 23, Braylee Van Skylock, 6.3 points a game on the year. Number 25, Savannah Morris, 5.6 points per game on the year. And then 31, Sydney Morris, who also handles a bigger scoring load along with Wicker at 14.5 points a game. Just seconds away from our start.
And for the Alexandria Tigers, it's going to be number 12, the senior Peyton Pulley, 4.9 a game for her. Number 14, Lily Harp, the junior, scoring 8.1. 21, Kylan McFall, 1.9 points per game. She's just a junior. Number 24, the big name Jacqueline Hosier, the junior, 28.9 points per game. And finishing out the starting five is number 34, Riley Kellums, the junior, 4.6 points per game for her. There's your starting lineups presented by Werner Financial. We're going to take another quick break and get you through the national anthem. And then to the start of this one is the Alexandria Tigers and the Blackford Bruins on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Hi, my name is Jason Werner of Werner Financial, an independent investment firm here in Indianapolis. With 10 years of experience as an independent advisor, we provide value to our clients by creating customized investment solutions ranging from managed personal portfolios, 401k planning, and income distribution for retirement plans. We have built Werner Financial with a strong focus in research, diligence to all of our plans, and strong communication with every client. We would love the opportunity to show you our process with a no-cost consultation to discuss your financial future.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
Oh, thank you.
All stocked up for another year?
Ho, ho, yes. I'm also hoping for some advice.
Anything for you, Santa.
Any ideas for those who made it on my new extra nice list this year?
How about up to $5,000 Christmas cash with a qualifying heating and cooling system?
Or 0% interest for 36 months?
Both amazing values. Visit petermanhvac.com to claim your Christmas cash.
Back live from inside Alexandria Monroe High School on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. It's Colin Eccles and Vince Reimer of the call for this matchup. The Alexandria Tigers hosting the Blackford Bruins CIC Traveling Cup competition this evening. It's going to be a good one. We've already given you the starting lineups brought to you by Werner Financial. We'll run through the last names of those again. For Blackford, it's going to be Geppert, Wicker, Van Skok, Morris, and Morris, Savannah Morris and Sydney Morris. And for Alexandria, it's Pulley, Harp, McFall, Hosier, and Kellums. Those are your Werner Financial starting lineups for the evening. As always, this broadcast brought to you and driven by Greg Hubler Ford. And before we get too far into the matchup, Vince, as always, we got to do those ever wonderful social media plugs. You can follow us on Twitter at INDHS Sports for post-game interviews and highlight reel clips from Indianapolis and Muncie. You can also head to our website, IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. Scan the QR code on the right side at the top of the page and sign up for live text updates so you don't miss a beat when your favorite team scores throughout the state of Indiana if you can't be at the game. And also you can follow us on Instagram, IndianaHighSchoolSports.com as well for more highlight reel and interview clip action. Vince, we got a great matchup ahead of us tonight. And the lights about to start dimming inside of Alexandria's gym. Momentarily, they've got the spotlight out, flashing it around. Lights have not dimmed yet, so we'll keep it here. But I tell you what, Alexandria puts on a heck of a show for as small of a school as they are. It's an electric atmosphere. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but we can see it pretty well. The stands well packed for this matchup this evening. It's Friday night high school basketball. It's rivalry basketball. Is there really a better scene than this come wintertime in Indiana?
Well, no, only if it would be outside with the same kind of views and weather that we had back in about August and September, but it's about as good as it gets. And of course, you know, there's going to be some games over winter break as well, so definitely a lot going on still over the winter season. Basketball, of course, my favorite sport, growing up in Indiana my entire life, so I've got no complaints. Both men's and women's basketball season, always the best time to catch a good game.
Student sections getting live inside of the Jungle, which is the name of the gym, obviously, for the Tigers. Welcome to the Jungle is what it reads on all of the walls. Ball is up and away, and it's going to be Blackford basketball to start things out, and a quick score from the right side. That comes from Savannah Morris. 2-0 in favor of the Bruins to start this one out.
It was a beautiful pass over there. Really quick outlet off the tip-off.
And a jump ball called quickly on the other end. Harp had it tangled up with number 23. That is Van Skok. Score stays 2-0 with 7:46 remaining in the first quarter. Off the inbound, a quick shot attempt from Jacqueline Hosier. No good from just in front of the rim. Score stays 2-0.
It's a nice little reaction and rebound, but a good look off the inbounds pass to get Hosier. Good look inside.
On the left side wing, it's Morris for the Bruins. She backs her way towards the logo, feeling some pressure. Goes to the right side wing to Van Skok. Van Skok down low to Wicker. Skip pass around the arc to the left side to Geppert, and Geppert touches the baseline. It's out of play, and it's Alexandria basketball. 7:20 left in the first quarter. 2-0 is the lead for the Blackford Bruins.
And that pressure is great. The zone really messes about every team they play, completely out of their normal flow. Good job starting off on the half court.
Hosier dumps it down to the right block to Harp. She's going to be fouled. And officials say it goes against number 25, Savannah Morris. That is her first on Blackford in the quarter. Fouls on the floor, so Hosier will take it out for the Tigers. She finds McFall at the top of the key. Going down to the right block, now kick to the top. Passing up the three is Pulley. Left corner now for Kellums. Kellums out to Hosier, left side wing. Hosier driving inside, and she is fouled hard. And again, it's on number 25, Savannah Morris. That's foul number 2 for her already in the first quarter.
Yeah, it looked like she got to the rim a little quicker than she thought. Kind of stuttered on the move and got whacked in the face on the way. That's going to be easy call, so 2 free throws coming for Alexandria to see if they can get on the board here.
Brooklyn McLean comes in to take the spot of Morris. She's got 2. Off the inbound, it's Kellums left block. She's going to pull a mid-range jumper and knock it down. We're all tied up at 2. 6:45 left in the first quarter, and here comes that full-court Alexandria press. And an offensive foul against the Bruins. Faith Geppert extends the bow and draws the offensive foul.
Yeah, that was an easy call. You could tell she really leaned into it. There wasn't much of an exaggeration, but I'm surprised Blackford didn't guard the inbound pass that well, which led to the bucket for Alexandria, just like they didn't do the previous possession.
Hosier on the left side wing, goes over right side wing to McFall. Passes up the 3, back up top to Hosier. Pump fake for Hosier. Now left side wing, Pulley, 4-3, knocks it down. 5-2, Alexandria takes their first lead of the game. 6 minutes, 16 seconds left, and a timeout called by head coach Dallas Duggan of the Bruins. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. 5-2 the score. 2 quick baskets to respond to the opening basket by Blackford. And Alexandria seeming to have a lot of the momentum in their favor to start this one out.
Yeah, Pulley just hit a 3 there right before the timeout. And her name really matches her game. Pulley just will pull the 3 at any given time. She passed up the first one, though. She had a look on the outside off of a kick from the inside. She didn't take the 3, passed it down low, ended up getting a bucket on that inbounds pass a few seconds later.
She's also a very a smart shot taker as well. If she doesn't think she has the shot, she's going to pass it up. But I tell you what, when she lets it fly from beyond the arc, her confidence on every shot is unmatched. Another turnover for the Bruins off the inbound. It's Alexandria basketball again. They lead 5-2 over Blackford with 6:10 left in quarter number 1.
Yeah, this is exactly what we said was the key to the game, maintaining the pressure that Alexandria is going to put on you right off the inbounds, and so far, just a minute in, they haven't been able to do that.
Left side wing, Pulley. 3-pointer on the way again. Well short on the left side. Ball is out of play, and it's Bruin basketball. Still a 5-2 lead for Alexandria. 5:54 left in the first.
Yeah, Blackford, not as much pressure on the inbounds. They do a pretty good job of passing it, but once they go full court, not
Working
so much.
their way up the floor, and a quick score from the right side. It's going to be number 40, Brooklyn McLean, makes it 5-4. Alexandria still with a 1-point lead. Hosier, top of the key, hands the ball off to Harp. Back over to the right side wing, McFall. McFall pestered defensively, back up top to Harp, now left side wing, Pulley. Pulley all the way back over to the right side wing, McFall finds Hosier right elbow. Hosier has to back it out to the logo and reset at the top of the arc. Left side wing, Pulley trying to go into the paint to Harp. It's taken away, and bringing it up the floor for the Bruins is Sydney Morris. She'll pass ahead to Vince Skjok to bring up the court.
Yeah, that was kind of a careless pass right into the middle of the zone with many hands around her. This is Blackford's real first time in the half court with a shot.
Top of the key for the Bruins, it's Wicker. Left side wing, Morris. Back up top, Wicker. Going down, skip pass. Right corner for three. It is no good from Van Skjok again, and a jump ball called. It'll stay Bruin basketball.
Yeah, they were really surprised that was called a jump right there. Alexandria fans wanted a foul, but it's going to be Blackford ball still. I would say they're a little bit lucky to be only down one. The way they've taken care of the ball and from what both teams have looked like in the half court so far, Blackford just hasn't even gotten close to getting an open shot before that one we just saw.
Gaines and Ford check in for the Tigers. Good defense by Alexandria. Another jump ball, and Hosier ties it up to give the possession arrow back in favor of the Tigers. 5-4, still the lead for Alexandria over Blackford. Hosier at the top of the key. She's joined on the floor by Harp, Pulley, Ford, and Gaines. Hosier on the right side wing, back up top to Ford, running point. Ford shaded to the left side now, Harp. She moves back up top. Skip pass out to Ford. Right wing for three, and Ford knocks it down. 8-4. The lead double for Alexandria. 4 minutes, 5 seconds left until we head to the second quarter.
Yeah, she had 4 threes last week, picking up right where she left off. One of the best spot-up shooters you're going to see in women's high school basketball.
Left side wing for the Bruins, it's Sydney Morris. Good defense from Alexandria. Over to the right side wing, Van Skjok. Skip pass, right corner three from Wicker is in and out, no good. Loose ball on the floor, picked back up again by Sydney Morris. And the first foul against the Tigers coming up right here. It's going to go against Pulley. That is her first, and the first on Alexandria in this quarter. Over halfway through the first quarter. The inbound, it's over to the right side wing to Van Skjok. And another foul picked up by Alexandria, this time against Hosier.
The one thing that we talked about before the game here that leads to a lot of these fouls on passes being thrown at the apex is the utilization of the bounce pass. Whether it's men's, women's, high school, even college, you're not seeing these bounce passes as much as you used to. A lot of these fouls at the very top of where you can jump to would be avoided. Just use those bounce passes a little more.
Left side wing, Sydney Morris for the Bruins. Moving back up top, she's got Van Skjok. Back over left side wing, Morris. Morris, right side wing again, Van Skjok. She dribbles it off her foot, out of play. Great defense from Lily Harp to break up the movement from Blackford's offense. 3 minutes, 15 seconds left on the game clock in this first quarter. 8-4 is the lead for Alexandria.
Yeah, they forced a lot of turnovers. They're a lot more aggressive on defense compared to Blackford. You see how Blackford is in this zone. They're kind of set back. They wait for what you want to do, wait for your next move, kind of feel you out, as opposed to Alexandria really just gets in your face right off the inbound.
Hosier at the top of the arc for the Tigers. Under 3 minutes to go in the first. Driving left, finds Pulley on the left side wing. Pulley picks up her dribble, goes back up top to Harp. Harp shading to her right side. Has to go back to Hosier, left side wing. Hosier splits the defense, hits the deck, and a foul will be called against the Bruins. It's on number 31, Sydney Morris. That is her first and the fourth on Blackford in the first quarter. They're one away from putting Alexandria in the bonus.
Yeah, that looked pretty painful when she went down. Looked like she bumped knees, bumped legs, and then hit the hardwood right after. It took a little long getting up, and she got banged up last week. Really played hard, went after every loose ball.
Off the inbound, it's Hosier at the top of the key. Jones checks in to take the place of Pulley. And Hosier's called for a travel on the drive. And I believe they got her on the hop step. Just one too many on that drive to the basket. Gives the ball back to Blackford.
Yeah, it didn't look like a very calculated drive. Kind of lost her rhythm. Nonetheless, Blackford gets it and doesn't have to deal with the press as much here.
Top of the key for the Bruins. Now over to the right side wing, and back up top is Morris. Loose ball bouncing all over the place. Geppert has control. She lays it in from the left side. 8-6. Lead cut down to 2 for Alexandria. Ford quickly on the other end, right corner. Dumps it down right block to Abby Gaines. Loose ball is taken back by Blackford. Under 2 minutes to go in the first.
Yeah, good job recognizing an opportunity to get the steal. Blackford also that other time. One easy way they can score is these buckets off of deflections. There's a lot of deflections, making a quick decision and going right to the hoop.
Double dribble called against Sydney Morris. Turns the ball back over to Alexandria. Another substitution, Emma McCoyne into the game for the Bruins. Bringing it up the floor is Hosier for Alexandria. Hosier shaded to her right side, goes left side wing Jones. Down into the paint is Harp. Harp driving in right side. Skip pass back out is taken away by Sydney Morris. And Geppert will bring it up the floor for the Bruins.
Just a nice job staying with the defender and making the play at the last second.
Left corner at deep 2 is no good on the shot from Chloe Wicker. Ball is out of play. It stays with Blackford. Kellums and Pulley both back into the contest for Alexandria. They'll take the place of Abby Gaines and Jones as well. The 5 on the floor for the Tigers is Ford, Pulley, Harp, Kellum, and Hosier. Right side block going to work is McLean. McLean loses possession. Tied up with Kellums. It's another jump ball, and it'll be Bruin possession with 1 minute and 16 seconds on the game clock.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a slow last minute here after the substitutions. Blackford had a good opportunity for a bucket there inside. They just couldn't convert on it.
Off the inbound right block is McLean. Ball out of play. And again, it'll be Blackford basketball. 8-6 is the lead. Alexandria in front by 2. In the backcourt, bringing it up for the Bruins is Geppert. For the right side wing, Morris. Morris, pestered defensively. Skip pass down to the left corner to McCoyne. And McCoyne's pass taken away by Pulley. 1 minute to go in this first quarter. 8-6 is the lead for Alexandria. Off the drive, Hart passes up the 3 in the left side corner. Moves back up top, tries to find Kellums down on the right block. Pass is taken away, and a foul called on the floor going against Alexandria. And it goes against Trinity Ford, her first and the third on the Tigers in this first quarter. 48.9 is what we've got left on the game clock. 8-6 is still the lead for the Tigers.
The good thing is a lot of these fouls are coming from loose balls, going after it. Playing pretty smart in terms of just the reach-in game and not making bad decisions in the half court when they can.
Top of the key for the Bruins is Geppert. Skip pass down to the right corner is off the mark. Wicker couldn't quite corral the pass. Officials say last touch by Alexandria. It'll be Bruin basketball with 33 seconds on the clock.
Have a good opportunity here to tie this game up in a very competitive first quarter so far on both ends.
Top of the key for the Bruins, it's Wicker. Wicker, left side, goes down to the left block to McLean. McLean has her pass broken up, taken away by Hosier. Hosier goes up the floor, and she will be fouled on the floor. Ball stays with Alexandria. And the foul goes against Chloe Wicker. 16.5 on the game clock. 8-6 is the lead for the Tigers. 2 shots coming at the line for Jacqueline Hosier. Hosier's first shot is through.
She does a little bit of everything well. Got the steal and went full court by herself on the fast break. Did a good job of getting fouled again. She's really in the most heavy traffic situations. Every single time it looks like she gets fouled hard.
1 for 2 trip for Hosier. By the way, that is only her first point in the game. Hosier comes up with another quick steal and another jump ball called. It'll remain Alexandria possession. And Hosier getting a little frustrated, thinking she's getting manhandled and looking for a foul down on the floor.
That was a tough call. It looked like that time they wanted the jump ball, both players kind of going after it. 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
Hosier off the inbound finds Ford at the top of the key. Back to Hosier, right side wing. And a foul is called on the floor against the Bruins. This one goes against Faith Geppert, and it'll send Hosier back to the line. 6.7 seconds on the game clock. 9-6 is the score. Obviously, Tigers in front. Hosier's first shot at the line will fall through after a near unlucky bounce. Makes it 10-6 on the board. Second shot is also good. 11-6 with 6.7 on the clock before we head to the second quarter. Wicker takes it across half court, puts up a three to end the quarter. It's off the mark, and 11-6 is your score. Headed into the second quarter, Alexandria leads Blackford on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. 1 minute break, and we're back for more after this. Stay tuned in for Alexandria and Blackford coming up next.
Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at GenesisSportsPerformance.com. The Mower Shop in Fishers is the one-stop shop for all of your lawn maintenance needs. We have a huge selection of Honda and Toro lawnmowers in stock and even more to choose from online. Plus, we carry parts and accessories with super fast shipping. Just need maintenance or repairs? We offer that too, and we'll even deliver. The Mower Shop, family owned for more than 20 years. Visit our showroom just west of State Road 37 in Fishers or shop online at themowershop.com.
We're back live inside of Alexandria Monroe High School on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. The Tigers of Alexandria leading the Blackford Bruins 11-6 at the start of the second quarter. We'll get straight into the action. Colin and Vince on the call. Top of the key for the Bruins right now is Van Skok. She goes over to the left side wing to Sydney Morris. Back right side wing, Van Skok. Clear down to the left corner, Geppert. Geppert driving baseline. Offensive foul called again against Geppert. That is her third foul on the night, and we are less than 30 seconds into the second quarter.
Yeah, they're going to have to bring someone in. Coming in for is going to be number 11, Destiny Walter here, a senior on the team. But Alexandria is going to take possession again. They've controlled the ball really the whole last minute of this game. Hosier got 4 free throw attempts in the last minute of that first quarter, and they take over again here.
Hosier over to the right side wing to McFall. McFall back up top to Hosier. Back to the right side wing. McFall passes up 2 threes and finds Harp on the right wing. Harp trying to drive in past the defense has McFall. Right wing 3. Knocks it down. 14-6. The lead extends for Alexandria, and we are 1 minute through the second quarter.
That was a good look. She was open for a second. I didn't know if she'd get the ball back, but she was ready to shoot that thing. Great form on it, too.
Right block now out to the left side wing to Van Skok. Van Skok back up top to Sydney Morris. Morris over to the right side wing to Wicker. Wicker trapped out by the volleyball line, being pestered by Pulley. Pulley breaks up the pass. Bruins still in possession. It's Wicker on the right wing. And Wicker kicks it into the back court. And the Bruins falling apart in the second quarter. They trail 14-6 to the Tigers, and this Tigers defense is relentless. There might be a reason that they are ranked inside the top 10.
It makes me wonder just how good Alexandria's cardio is, 1 through 10. It seems like they don't get tired. The pressure at some point is going to get to the opponent, and right now that's 2 turnovers in a row from Blackford.
Top of the key, Hosier goes right side wing, McFall. McFall another 3 on the way, a deep one too. Shot is no good, and a foul called on the floor quickly against Peyton Pulley. That is her second on the night, first on the Tigers in the quarter.
Yeah, needs to be a little careful. Last time right before that turnover happened. She almost got called for a foul, kind of rolling into Morris's legs at the end of the play. Just got to be a little more careful of how aggressive she plays.
And Skok over on the left wing, off the drive. Goes to the free throw stripe to Sydney Morris, out right side wing. Wicker for three, it goes through. 14-9, lead cut to 5 for Alexandria. Hosier quickly on the other end.
Yeah, Wicker finally gets herself going. First points of the night, their leading scorer on the year at 15.5 a game.
Hosier at the top of the key for the Tigers, goes over to the right side wing, back up top to Harp. Harp driving in with the right, splits the defense, nice Euro, can't finish at the rim. And the rebound will be brought down by Destiny Walter, bringing up the floor Sydney Morris. Morris, guarded by Pulley, the top of the key. Skip pass down to the left corner to Wicker. Back up top, Morris. Van Skok over on the left wing. Doesn't recognize the pass coming her way. It's out of bounds and back in Tigers' possession. 5:22 left in the first half. It's a 14-9 lead for Alexandria.
Yeah, that one looked like it was very avoidable. They just weren't on the same page. Threw that pass a little too high, a little too long.
Three-pointer no good from the right side wing for McFall. Rebound brought down by Morris, and it'll be across the timeline to the right side wing to Walter, and a foul called on the floor against Pulley again. That's her third. Jones is going to sub in for her.
Yeah, she's being super aggressive. You can tell she's flying to the ball every time and sometimes not breaking fast enough. She just that time was about to get in a wreck and picks up her third with 4:59 to go here in the second quarter.
Left side wing off the inbound is Van Skok. She goes over to the right side wing to Wicker. Back up top to Morris. Morris. Right side wing Wicker. Wicker shifting over to her left now. Back up top Morris off the deflection. Morris down to the right block to Savannah Morris. Her shot no good at the rim. Rebound brought in by McFall. McFall will bring it up the floor and find Harp at the top of the key. Hands the ball off to Hosier. Now back right side wing McFall. Up top again for Hosier. Left side wing Harp pulls the three, and it is just too strong off the inside of the right rim. Loose ball on the floor, and Blackford fans now looking for a foul against Jones. Pass taken away by Harp. Looking down low for Walter. Harp taking it the other way. Off the drive, finds McFall. Right wing three, off the mark to the left. Loose ball is out of play. Last touch by the Tigers. It's Bruin basketball. Very aggressive of a start for both of these teams. And the officials really letting them go at it and play it out in the first half.
Yeah, the last time I spoke the clock, it was 1 minute ago, but that last minute was about a 400-meter track race, it seemed. That was about as quick as it could go, and both sidelines had something to say about two different calls. That time it's going to go to Blackford. You can tell Alexandria a little frustrated, but Blackford complaining after that no call on the inside right there. As you saw, there was a no call when McLean had that layup attempt.
That's what rivalries are all about. A little bit higher intensity. Officials kind of letting everybody play it out just a little bit more, make it a little more exciting for the fans as well. Pass taken away by Jones. Feeds ahead to Hosier. Hosier right block. Count the bucket. And one for Jacqueline Hosier. 16-9 the score. That's her 5th point of the evening. Foul goes against Sydney Morris, her second on the Bruins in the quarter. And Hosier will have one more shot to come with the line to try to make this the hoop and the harm. And she will knock it down. 17-9, an 8-point lead for the Tigers.
Yeah, she did an excellent job knowing where the defender was, waiting till she came down to put that shot up for the and one. Blackford again struggling to get it open, but they found Wicker for a good open three here.
No good from Wicker on the right side. Rebound Jones streaking up the floor. Jones picks up her dribble, finds Ford in the right corner. Ford, guarded by Van Skok, goes back up top. Hosier, deep three on the way, wide left. And the rebound is brought down by Sydney Morris. 3:13 left in the second quarter. 17-9 the lead for Alexandria. Left wing three, no good for Van Skok. Offensive board for Walter. Walter finds Van Skok on the backdoor cut, and Van Skok scores it on the teardrop. 17-11, still a 6-point lead for Alexandria.
Big bucket cutting into the run, though.
Hosier, off-balance shot, no good. Second chance effort by Kellums, no good. Third chance, also no good from the right side by Kellums. And we got a foul on the floor against Olivia Jones. Talk about letting them play. There is a lot of contact down there in the paint that is not being called by the officials. Personally, I'm a fan of letting them play it out, especially early in the contest when there's still plenty of time and game time left for Blackford to make a run and get themselves back into the game. It'll be interesting to see how that changes as the night progresses.
Yeah, it's been a really aggressive game. A lot of pressure by both teams now. Blackford's really stepped it up on defense. Alexandria's been able to find their way to the free throw line, though, which has been the difference here.
Coach Hosier calls a full 1 minute timeout for the Tigers. With that being said, we will take a timeout of our own. 17-11 the score. Alexandria in front. Back after this in 30 seconds on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, driven by Greg Hubler Ford.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
All stocked up for another year?
Ho, ho, yes. I'm also hoping for some advice.
Anything for you, Santa.
Any ideas for those who made it on my new extra nice list this year?
How about up to $5,000 Christmas cash with a qualifying heating and cooling system?
Or 0% interest for 36 months?
Both amazing values. Visit petermanhvac.com to claim your Christmas cash.
Straight back to the action on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. Alexandria Monroe leading Blackford 17-11 with 2 minutes and 27 seconds in the second quarter. Colin Eccles and Vince Reimer on the call for IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. From the right block out to the left side wing, Van Skok pulls a three-pointer. Too strong for the Bruins. Jacqueline Hosier comes down with the rebound. She'll bring it up for Alexandria. The left wing, Harp. She passes up a three. Thought she had an option up top. Now drives inside. Finds Ford right wing for three. Ford can't knock down the three-pointer under 2 minutes to go in the first half. 17-11 remains the score in favor of the Tigers.
Yeah, for as many sloppy possessions as Blackford has had, due to the defense by Alexandria, they've had a lot of three-point opportunities, which in that second half could factor to being a big difference.
The top of the key for the Bruins is Savannah Morris. She finds Sydney Morris down to the left block. Pass is taken away again by Jacqueline Hosier. And Hosier fouled on the drive.
She's getting bumped around pretty hard. Every time she's a little slow to get up. Looks like she's okay, though.
Foul goes against Savannah Morris. That is her third. And the third on the team for Blackford in the second quarter. Still a minute 34 left on the game clock. Hosier at the line to shoot two. First shot is good. 18-11, 7-point lead for the Tigers. Substitutions being made. Geppert and McLean back into the contest for the Bruins. Second shot on the way for Hosier is also good. Another 2-for-2 trip. Makes it a 19-11 ball game. Sydney Morris bringing it up the floor for the Bruins. Pestered in the backcourt by Jones, and Ford gets it across half court to McLean. Skip past to Van Skok on the left side wing. Down to the right block. McLean fouled on the shot. She will go to the line for two. Foul goes against Lily Harp. That is going to be her first foul of the evening and the fourth on the team for Alexandria in the second quarter. Two free opportunities coming up for Brooklyn McLean.
There's a big opportunity at the foul line. The coverage was a little late. Got fouled by two girls, actually, but first free throw is good there for McLean. Free throws could be a huge difference. You can tell Alexandria's had a lot of attempts, mainly from Hosier. Blackford, not many attempts.
1-for-2 trip at the line for McLean. Makes it 19-12. Nearing the 1 minute mark in the second quarter. Another foul on the floor against Blackford. This time it's Brooklyn McLean. That is her first, fourth on the team in the quarter. So one away from putting Alexandria in the bonus for the remaining 1:13 of this first half. Taking it out of play is Harp. And her pass taken away by Van Skok off the inbound. The left side, Van Skjak on Hosier. Too strong off the glass. Second chance opportunity by McLean. Count the bucket. And one for Brooklyn McLean. 19-14 the score. Foul goes on Trinity Ford, her second, fifth on the team for Alexandria. And it is the old-fashioned three-point play put into effect. 19-15, a four-point game nearing halftime. 1 minute to go in the second quarter, and another steal coming up for the Bruins. Trinity Ford's pass. Taken away, bringing it up the floor is Van Skjak. And a big miscommunication on the offensive side. Can read Braylee Van Skjak's lips there. She said, "That's my bad, it's on me." But it is Alexandria possession with 50 seconds on the second quarter game clock.
Yeah, a little bit of a sloppy possession there, but Alexandria is starting to get in foul trouble. They're being a little reckless out there, not too much care in what they're doing, either throwing the ball away or committing fouls.
Hosier driving in left baseline, gets too far under the rim and stuffs it. And Hosier called for a foul. That will send Sydney Morris to the line to shoot two, since the Bruins are in the bonus. And, it's going to send McLean to the line to shoot the free throws with 34.2 seconds on the clock. First shot at the line for McLean is good. 19-16.
Yeah, first thing I was saying a second ago, these fouls have just become a little careless. This lead looked pretty, not substantial, but it looked protected. Now it's all the way down to 2 points. Before the half's over, you don't even know. Blackford can tie it up.
Probably one shot attempt coming up for the Tigers, as Harp will get the pass across the half-court line and hold still at the volleyball line. Harp hands the ball off to Hosier. 16 seconds on the game clock. Hosier still back towards the logo, goes over to the right side to Harp and now has possession back. Hosier tries to find Jones on the left side wing, and Jones, not paying attention, lets the ball sail out of play. 6.6 seconds on the game clock. 19-17, Alexandria ahead by 2. Van Skjak gets it off the inbound, finds Wicker at half court. 3 seconds left. Wicker running shot at the buzzer is no good, and headed into halftime. Only a 2-point deficit between the Alexandria Tigers and the Blackford Bruins. A quick break, and then we'll be back for some halftime recap, get you into the stats, and get you into what needs to change for both of these teams heading into the second half. Alexandria in front 19-17 on Indiana High School Sports, driven by Greg Hubler Ford.
Oh, thank you.
All stocked up for another year?
Ho, ho, yes. I'm also hoping for some advice.
Anything for you, Santa.
Any ideas for those who made it on my new extra nice list this year?
How about up to $5,000 Christmas cash with a qualifying heating and cooling system?
Or 0% interest for 36 months?
Both amazing values. Visit petermanhvac.com to claim your Christmas cash.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
Hi, my name is Jason Warner of Warner Financial, an independent investment firm here in Indianapolis. With 10 years of experience as an independent advisor, we provide value to our clients by creating customized investment solutions ranging from managed personal portfolios, 401k planning, and income distribution for retirement plans. We have built Warner Financial with a strong focus in research, diligence to all of our plans, and strong communication with every client. We would love the opportunity to show you our process with a no-cost consultation to discuss your financial future.
We're back live inside of Alexandria Monroe High School on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, driven by Greg Hubler Ford. Alexandria currently leading Blackford 19-17 at halftime. Colin Eccles and Vince Reimer on the call. Vince, at one point you said kind of towards the end of that second quarter, you mentioned that at one point the lead for Alexandria looked secured and protected a little bit, but now there's only a 2-point deficit between these two teams at halftime, and a matchup that really, when it started out, we thought Alexandria might be able to run away with pretty early and maintain a lead for the remainder of the evening.
Yeah, score was 19-11 there. They looked like they were pretty comfortable going into halftime. The lead hadn't gotten to double digits, except for one moment they were up by 10. But after that, they started fouling a lot. There were a couple loose ball turnovers that they just weren't able to overcome, and then they sent Blackford to the line 3 separate times at the end of the quarter there, and they scored 6 straight points and cut the lead to 2. So this entire second half is going to be really interesting. They've been able to deal with the pressure better than we expected throughout the game. It actually looked at the beginning of the quarter like they were going to be a little bit shaky. Like the pressure was going to get to them a little bit more, but they turned it around, and really they've been able to secure about 2 to 3 girls in that half court to maintain the ball and not turn it over. They've done a good job communicating and making sure that before it gets past half court that they still have possession.
I think the biggest outside factor from this contest really playing a role, you could say, in the current stance of this game has been the physicality that the officials have allowed these two teams to play with. Right now we're seeing a lot of fouls on the floor, 3 for Faith Geppert of Blackford, 2 as well for Sydney Morris. Savannah Morris got into some early foul trouble in the first quarter. So there's 3 starters already in foul trouble for the Bruins and for Alexandria as well. Also some players getting into foul trouble. 2 fouls apiece for Trinity Ford and Jacqueline Hosier. Pulley as well with 2 fouls. There's a lot of key players on this floor between 10 starters that have gotten into foul trouble early and now have to kind of play a little bit reserved as they move on into the second half of the game, just to make sure that they can keep themselves on the floor and continue to score points.
Yeah, it's been rough when you get into foul trouble like that. You can't really play your natural way, the way that you're used to being. As far as this is concerned, both teams are extremely aggressive. They want to reach. They want to be able to go for every loose ball. You're probably not going to be able to do that going into the fourth quarter. But, yeah, this one's anyone's game. Blackford looks legitimate and is so far toughest competitor besides Lapel that Alexandria's had. So it's been interesting to see how Blackford has challenged them and how they're able to score points as a unit. They really have a good inside-out game whenever they're able to slow the pace of the game down and get it into the half court and find shots. They're pretty good. And the big thing to me is if Blackford hit just a couple more open threes, they'd have the lead. They've had a lot of extra opportunities with open shots. They've taken more threes than Alexandria has to this point. So there's going to be a big dogfight in the second half, and I'm interested to see if Blackford can come out with the win here.
Blackford's leading scorer so far this evening is Brooklyn McLean. She's got 8 points on the evening. And for Alexandria, not a shock, Jacqueline Hosier, the leading scorer with 8 to her name, but kind of well under that total that she's accustomed to having this year, averaging 28.9 a game. Obviously, it only took her 5 games into the season to hit the 1,000-point mark in her high school career as only a junior, so we know she can score the basketball and score it well. But even last week when we watched her, I think we watched her play a little bit out of control and uncharacteristically unlike herself, right? She's typically very controlled, very authoritative on the offensive side, doesn't hesitate and scores the ball really well. Last week she played a little sloppy, well below her point total, just barely into the double-digit mark with 15. But tonight as well, I don't think we've seen, the typical Jacqueline Hosier that was seen early in the season when she needed to hit that 1,000-point mark.
Yeah, she's got a lot of things about her game that pop out. She's a pretty complete player. The only obvious area you can tell that needs any sort of substantial improvement would be going inside and attacking. There's times where she definitely gets tied up there. She doesn't have as much twitch as she may have anticipated and kind of gets lost once she goes into the paint. But Other than that, she's able to draw fouls really well, which has been used to her advantage, and a very accurate foul shooter at that. But on the defensive end, she does about everything well. Can roam around, can guard those first 2 guard spots in the wing. But just the driving into the lane looks a little careless. There's times where she's susceptible to getting charges called on her or losing the ball. So if she can just get that a little bit under control and have that thing a little bit more on a string in her pocket, then she's going to be good to go in the future. You can see she's that 3-and-D type of player that's really consistent, can play all 4 quarters just as consistently and strong. But yeah, there's a little bit of concern just watching her drive into the lane. That's really the only times that we've seen her have a risk of getting hurt too. Whenever she gets banged up, it's usually barreling into somebody right before she puts a shot up.
If you're going to look at these 2 rosters and the starting 5s at the beginning of the game, looking into the second half, we'll start with the Bruins. Who do they need to rely on, and who needs to really step up and kind of take control to get them, keep them in the game and keep them in the position they're at, or even jump ahead of Alexandria for the first time since the start?
Yeah, I would say it has to be Chloe Wicker in this case. She leads the team in scoring on the year. And as we saw last week, Alexandria does a good job of taking your leading scorer, or even top 2 leading scorers out of the game in terms of their confidence and their ability to produce their season averages. So I would say, as far as this goes, they've really got to rely on Wicker and Morris as well, scoring a little bit more. Wicker just hasn't been able to get the touches, and that's a little bit of just luck and a little bit of, indecisiveness, not taking it to the rim or not taking as many shots as she's used to. But they got to really look to get her involved more, get her driving to the hoop, and see if Alexandria can get into even deeper foul trouble.
And for Alexandria, obviously Jacqueline Hosier, a big name, but aside from her, who else needs to come out in the second half and have themselves a good remainder of the night so that the Tigers can keep this lead and take it home?
Yeah, I would say a couple players. One key thing is Peyton Poley might play a little bit less because of the 3 fouls she has. But whenever she's in there, just maximizing her minutes, making sure she gets open shots. She's somebody that can really be a big boost to your team when she's having an on night. But other than her, there's a few options there. Harp hasn't played as well as she's accustomed to tonight. Kylan McFall and Trinity Ford have hit a 3. So you've got your snipers operating in a little bit normal of a system. But I think Kellums is the big thing. Riley Kellums inside, is she can neutralize what Blackford has, then they're going to be in good shape. This Alexandria team, that is.
25 seconds on the clock at halftime, so we'll keep this one right here. 19-17 is the lead for the Alexandria Tigers as we get to the start of the third quarter. We'll go ahead and run through those third quarter starting lineups for you. It is the original for the Tigers. That is going to be, of course, on the floor, Peyton Poley, Lily Harp, Kylan McFall, Jacqueline Hosier, and Riley Kellums. It'll be Alexandria basketball to start things out. At the top of the key, it's Hosier. Over to the right side wing, McFall. McFall tries to find Hosier on a backdoor cut on the right side, and it is going to be Blackford basketball. It's a good look and a good play design, just not executed to the full extent. Bruins in offensive possession.
Yeah, definitely off time there. Threw that pass pretty late. Blackford having trouble getting the ball up, though, just as they did in the beginning.
From the right block, a little running floater is no good from Savannah Morris. It's going to be taken the other way by Pulley. Pulley on the left side wing is well off the mark on her shot, through that behind the backboard. Keeps the score at 19-17, a 2-point lead for Alexandria.
Yeah, she was determined. That time you could tell it was all in her mind that she was going to get to the rim.
Big steal off the inbound and a quick steal back to make it Bruin possession. Wicker gets it across half court to Geppert. Geppert too strong off the glass. Second chance effort goes through for Savannah Morris, and we are all tied up at 19 apiece.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. They just tied the game up. It's the closest it's been since the very beginning.
Right side wing, McFall finds Harp on the right block. Harp's shot no good, goes over the top of the rim and out of bounds. Last touch by the Tigers. It'll be Bruin basketball over 1 minute into the third quarter. It's a 19-19 ball game.
Yeah, the thing that's surprising, though, is Alexandria just looks frustrated right now. Their entire pace of play and the way they're doing things, it doesn't look like they're in the lead or they have a positive attitude. Everything just looks a little bit off right now, and they're not playing as their usual selves.
Van Skok on the left wing. Skip pass, left block, and the shot is no good from Sydney Morris. Offensive board. Second chance effort goes through. Blackford back in the lead off the mid-range jumper from Chloe Wicker on the left side.
That's 2 buckets in a row. They're looking pretty good. In terms of Alexandria, this is a big mental part of the game. You've got to make sure you're confident here, make good decisions, and really show them why you were in the lead the entire first half.
Left side wing, Pulley. Back up top to Harp. Back to the left corner to Pulley. Skip pass all the way over to McFall on the right side wing. Back up top to Hosier. Hosier at the top of the key. Shades to her left side. 6 minutes remaining in the third. 21-19 is our score. Blackford in front. Pulley pulls a highly contested 3. It is well off the mark. And Braylee Van Skok will bring it up the floor for the Bruins. Top of the key is Savannah Morris. Out to the right side wing now. Wicker passes up the 3. Skip pass down to the left block. Now back to the top of the key. Van Skok for the triple is no good. And a foul is called on the floor. I believe it'll go against Alexandria's Lily Harp. It'll be the first foul on Alexandria in the third quarter. And the first on Harp tonight as well. Excuse me, that is her second. Gephardt takes the ball out of play, and another foul, this time on the shot. Headed to the line for 2 free throws is Chloe Wicker. The foul goes against Harp. That's her third, so she picks up 2 very quickly in this third quarter.
Yeah, Wicker going to the line. You got your best scorer with the lead here. The big thing to me is Alexandria hasn't scored this entire half. They've turned the ball over a couple times, just haven't looked very good, and their shot attempts have been way off to begin this half.
Chloe Wicker hits her first at the line and hits her second. 23-19 the score. 5:34 remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah, you got to think Alexandria is just going to take their time, get an open shot, something they haven't had so far into the third quarter.
Hosier at the top of the key for Alexandria. Tries to force a pass to Harp, and the ball is out of play. Last touch by Van Skok for Blackford. So the possession arrow still in favor of Alexandria. And in the backcourt is Kellums. Off the inbound, she'll hand the ball off to Hosier. Now hands it off to Harp. Right side wing to McFall. Back up top to Harp. Right side wing again, McFall finds Kellums, right baseline, deep 2, no good, in and out. And rebounded by Savannah Morris. Chloe Wicker will bring it up the floor for the Bruins.
It's really what they've missed tonight. Alexandria has is Kellums inside. They haven't given her an opportunity for many post points, and she hasn't been really involved like she was last week against Frankton.
Right side wing, it's Morris. Hands off to Van Skok. She moves back up top, and the pass intended for Gephardt is taken away by McFall. McFall tries to find Kellums on the left block. And Kellums had a wide open shot if she handles that pass. Instead, it's out of play. And back to Blackford possession. 23-19, still the score. Bruins in front, 4.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah, that time just trying to make a play that she saw was open, a little too late, and we got a foul immediately in the backcourt.
And looks like a 30-second timeout called before the foul by Dallas Duggan, the head coach for the Bruins. 23-19 is the score. Bruins in front with 4 minutes and 23 seconds remaining in the third. Quick 30-second timeout, and we're back for more after this on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, driven by Greg Hubler Ford.
The Mower Shop in Fishers is the one-stop shop for all of your lawn maintenance needs. We have a huge selection of Honda and Toro lawnmowers in stock, and even more to choose from online. Plus, we carry parts and accessories with super fast shipping. Just need maintenance or repairs? We offer that too, and we'll even deliver. The Mower Shop. Family owned for more than 20 years. Visit our showroom just west of State Road 37 in Fishers or shop online at themowershop.com.
We'll get you straight back into the action on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. Alexandria trailing to Blackford now, 25-19. Off the mid-range jumper made by Chloe Wicker. Hosier quickly on the other end, goes up with the left, the hoop, and the horn. Hosier getting a little animated after the bucket, draws the foul on number 23, Van Skok. That'll make the score 25-21. The first points of the second half for Alexandria. And one more shot to come at the line for Hosier. She's joined now by Ford, Pulley, Harp, and McFall on the floor. And that'll make it a three-point play for Jacqueline Hosier. 25-22, the score now just a three-point deficit for the Tigers. And it seems like they've got a little bit of their spark back coming out of the timeout. Right side wing, passing up the three and going back up top to Sydney Morris. Right side wing, Wicker. Wicker goes back up top to Geppert. Loose ball in the backcourt was tipped, so Bruins maintain possession. Wicker on the right wing. Moves back to the top of the key, shades to her left side, and will rotate Geppert to the top. Geppert.
It's a long possession here. They're really stretching it out. Had a good opportunity with a lead, too, and they've only allowed, to this point, one field goal on that fast break.
Geppert, top of the key. Drives with the left side, nowhere to go. Finds Wicker, left corner. Wicker tries to throw it to Geppert. Geppert has the pass taken away by Pulley, and Pulley with a great awareness play throws it off the leg of Geppert. It's Alexandria basketball with 3:12 left in the third. They trail by 3, 25-22 to Blackford. Hosier bringing it up the floor. Hosier at the top of the key directing traffic.
Yeah, Alexandria's got to do something here in terms of just getting a good shot that's not on a fast break. We still haven't seen anything flow in their half-court offense for the 5 minutes of this third quarter.
Left side wing, it's Harp. Trying to drive in past Wicker, finds a lane, finds McFall, baseline right side, shot is no good. Rebound pulled in by Savannah Morris. Wicker bringing the ball up the floor. Left wing to Geppert, driving with the left, puts up a prayer of a shot. Loose ball's going to be corralled by Savannah Morris, her mid-range two. In and out, no good, offensive board, and the putback by Sydney Morris. Gets the bucket, gets the foul. 27-22, and the foul is picked up on by Lily Harp. That is her fourth of the contest, third of the quarter for Alexandria, and checking in for her is Stella Griffin. Shot at the line for Morris, also good. 28-22, the lead now for Blackford. Hosier quickly to the other end of the floor. Go ahead three, no good. A little too strong to the left side. And Sydney Morris will bring it up the floor for the Bruins.
She had an open player up court, just didn't see her in time, and it was Wicker.
Morris at the top of the key. Gets the ball off to Wicker, kind of towards the right side wing. Back up top, tries to find Geppert, and a kickball called as Hosier got a foot in the way. Pulley's going to check back in and take the place of Jones for Alexandria. So it's Pulley, Griffin, McFall, Ford, and Hosier on the floor for Alexandria. For the Bruins, it's Wicker, Geppert, McLean, Sydney Morris, and Savannah Morris. Geppert on the left side wing. Finds Sydney Morris right block. She goes back to the top of the key to Wicker. Under 2 minutes to go in the third. It's a 28-22 ball game in favor of the Bruins. Loose ball is picked up by Wicker. Jump ball called, and it is Bruin basketball still with 1:43 before we head to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, time of possession has been won in this third quarter by Blackford. I can't believe just how they've been able to really put the pressure back on Alexandria and toy with them like this. They've done a good job passing around, cut down on the turnovers as well.
And Hosier comes up with a big steal. One-on-one break from the right side. Shot won't go, and it's going to be corralled and brought up the other way by Savannah Morris. Morris finds Geppert, and Geppert will get it across half court. Pass broken up by Harp. Rolls into the backcourt and is corralled again by Savannah Morris. All the way up the floor. Sydney Morris left block, and she was uncontested. 30-22, an 8-point lead for Blackford with 1 minute to go here in the third. Ball out of play, and it's another Alexandria turnover.
Yeah, they're not looking like themselves at all. That's still only 3 points this whole quarter. And Blackford's running, really doing exactly what Alexandria does to everybody else to him.
Sydney Morris takes a seat. In for her is Braley Van Skok. Van Skok finds Geppert to bring it up the floor. She'll give it right back to Van Skok. And it's up the floor over to the right side wing. Wicker, 3 on the way, knocks it down. Big momentum swing for the Blackford Bruins. 33-22, an 11-point lead. And Hosier will bring it across half court with 45 seconds left in the third quarter. She puts up a shot at the top of the key and is fouled. She'll go to the stripe for 3.
Yeah, tidal wave hit this team. Alexandria doesn't look anything like themselves. They're forcing shots. They're not starting on defense the way that we're used to seeing, emphasizing the point of attack. And right now it looks like Hosier's trying to get up any shot she can right when she passes half court. That time the refs gave her the foul and she knocks down a free throw, but it's a tough go here. After that free throw, down by 10 points. 1 of 2 so far. She's getting 1 more.
33-23 is the score. Tigers down by 10. Third shot on the way for Hosier. It's a 2 for 3 trip. Cuts the lead down to 9 for the Bruins, 33-24. And Geppert and Van Skok will bring it up the floor. Van Skok on the left wing, guarded by Hosier. Goes down to the left corner, clear back up top to Geppert. Right wing 3 from Wicker is good again. 36-24. 22 seconds left in the third quarter, and the Bruins continue to pile it on to the Tigers, who once had a double-digit lead of their own.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous scoring quarter. This quarter alone, Wicker's got 10 points, really making the biggest impact for this Blackford Bruins squad.
Hosier on the left wing. Goes to the right side wing forward. 2 seconds on the clock. Hosier 3 at the buzzer is no good. And headed into the fourth quarter, it's a 36-24 lead for the Blackford Bruins. 1 minute, and we're back to finish this one out. Alexandria trailing to Blackford 36-24 on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779. The Mower Shop in Fishers is the one-stop shop for all of your lawn maintenance needs. We have a huge selection of Honda and Toro lawnmowers in stock and even more to choose from online. Plus, we carry parts and accessories with super fast shipping. Just need maintenance or repairs? We offer that too, and we'll even deliver. The Mower Shop, family owned for more than 20 years. Visit our showroom just west of State Road 37 in Fishers or shop online at themowershop.com.
Alexandria trails to Blackford 36-24 at the start of the fourth quarter on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, driven by Greg Hubler Ford. Colin Eccles and Vince Reimer joining you from Alexandria High School. We'll get this fourth quarter underway. It's Harp at the top of the key for the Tigers. Foul call on the floor. It's going to be a defensive foul against Blackford. And it goes against Wicker, who you said played probably the biggest role for the Bruins in that third quarter to give them the 36-24 lead that they have to start this final 8 minutes of play.
Yeah, she had a huge scoring quarter, hit 2 threes in the last 3 minutes of the third. And right now we're going to see how Alexandria responds after giving up a lead.
Pulley a 3 from the left side will fall through after it gets a lucky hop from the rim. 36-27 lead back down to 9 for the Bruins. And quickly breaking Alexandria's full court press over on the right corner. It's Savannah Morris driving baseline. Gives the easy floater opportunity to Van Skok. She can't make it fall. Loose ball finally picked up by Hosier. It's a 1-on-2 break. Jacqueline Hosier tries to slow the roll, and picking up the loose ball, Faith Geppert. She'll give it back to Van Skok to bring up the floor. Van Skok wasting no time. Tries to go to the right block to Savannah Morris. Loose ball all over the place. It's finally picked up by Wicker. Wicker in the left corner, and a foul called on the floor goes against Jacqueline Hosier. First foul of the fourth quarter against Alexandria. And the third foul against Hosier. 6:53 in the fourth. That's a 36-27 ball game. Blackford leads.
That's a tough go there. Best player committing another unfortunate foul good thing that at the time Wicker was putting up a 3.
On the left side block, losing possession is Sydney Morris. We got a jump ball called on the floor. Morris and Pulley going after it on the hardwood to try and get possession. It'll be Bruin basketball. They'll take it out underneath their own hoop. It's Geppert. Geppert takes it out and has Wicker at the top of the key. Over to the right side wing, Van Skok. Van Skok driving right side. Finds Savannah Morris. Her shot, no good on the first try. Second shot on the way is also no good. Offensive board, Van Skok, left wing 3. Off the mark to the left, and pulling down the rebound is Kylan McFall. She's trapped up in the backcourt, and Hosier will finally have possession and bring it across half court for Alexandria. Hosier, Euro step through traffic. She's fouled on the shot. Nearly another and one play, but she will head to the stripe for 2 free throw attempts. Foul goes against Sydney Morris. That is her 3rd on the night, 2nd on the team for Blackford in the 4th quarter. Still a 36-27 lead. First shot at the line, good for Hosier.
It's been a sloppy quarter, and overall they've cut into the lead by 4 points now. 8-point game, 7 if Hosier will get this free throw to go.
And it is indeed a 7-point contest. 36-29, Bruins still in front. Van Skok bringing it up the floor, finds Geppert left side wing. Geppert has the ball poked out of bounds from behind by Kylan McFall. The ball stays with Blackford on their end of the floor.
Yeah, good defensive play, not letting her get the shot up. And another inbound.
Wicker left corner 3 is blocked on the shot by McFall, and now Hosier brings it up the floor. Hosier, Euro stepping through traffic, offensive foul. Clear opportunity, Sydney Morris gets the feet set, draws the foul on Hosier. That's Hosier's 4th tonight. She's 1 away from her evening being over. Still 6 minutes to go in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, she's had a few big fouls in terms of moment of the game. Nice drive by Geppert. No good.
Geppert gets the offensive board, finds Van Skok on the left wing. Down to the left corner to Sydney Morris. Morris picks up her dribble off the drive, skip pass to Wicker in the right corner. Wicker back to the top of the key to Van Skok. Van Skok shades to her left and will maintain possession at half court. Back up top to Geppert. Geppert back over Van Skok on the left wing. And Van Skok and Geppert just playing catch at the top of the key. Now over Wicker, right side wing. Back up top, Geppert. And from the left block, stepping through traffic and scoring is Sydney Morris. 38-29 the lead now for the Bruins with 5 minutes and 5 seconds left in regulation.
Yeah, Morris sisters are a big factor inside, both good at rebounding, good at passing the ball.
McFall, right wing 3 is no good. Coming up with the board, Savannah Morris. And now getting it across half court is Van Skok after a few ill-advised passes. And we've got some pushing and shoving down on the floor. We're going to see what the call is here as the referees get together. I'll tell you what, Kylan McFall had a little bit of frustration after being taken to the floor. She was ready to go after somebody.
I'll tell you what, though, she should be thankful they don't have a replay or they're not going to go to a monitor and watch that again, because if they did, they'd definitely give her possibly a double tech. I was surprised she held back when she did. You know, she was real frustrated there, thought she was going to push her off her feet, but yeah, definitely going to give her a tech on that.
And there is a technical foul against McFall. Shooting the free throws will be Chloe Wicker for the Bruins. First shot on the way is good. 39-29. 10-point lead and a big substitution crew coming in for Alexandria. It's Ford, Jones, and Gaines coming in to take the place of Pulley, McFall, and Kellums. Second shot for Wigger is no good. Makes it a 39-29 ball game. Bruins still in front. And they will have possession after the technical free throws. Top of the key, it's Morris. Sydney Morris running point for the Bruins, guarded by Ford. Spinning through traffic, hands the ball off to Wicker. Wicker hands off to Savannah Morris coming off the rotation. Over to the left side wing again, Wicker. Wicker, top of the key, crosses up Jones, puts up the floater. It's no good. Rebound pulled in by Gaines. Hosier, other end of the floor, pulls a three and drains it. And that is a big exclamation point and a momentum switcher for the Tigers to make it a 39-32 game, get them back within 7, and a full 1-minute timeout called by head coach Mickey Hosier of the Alexandria Tigers. We'll take a 1-minute timeout of our own and be back for more after this. Alexandria down by 7 on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com.
We're back live inside of Alexandria Monroe High School on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, where the score is 39-32. Blackford leads Alexandria. Colin Nichols and Vince Reimer on the call. As always, this broadcast driven by Greg Hubler Ford. Bruin possession with 4:06 left in the fourth quarter. Full court press comes out for Alexandria. The Bruins break it easily. It's Van Skok on the left wing. Over the right wing to Wicker. And she'll back out to the logo to reset. Wicker at the top of the key. Goes clear down to the left block. It's taken away by Hosier. Hosier bringing it up the floor. Pulls another three. It's no good. Offensive board pulled down for Harp. Finds Hosier on the drive, and foul is called on the Bruins. Head to the line for two will be Jacqueline Hosier. The foul goes against Faith Geppert. Her fourth, third on the team for Blackford in the fourth quarter. 2 shots coming up for Hosier to try and close the gap.
Every time she drives, you dang near want to hold your breath just because of how much of a risk she is getting those charge calls. But that time, the ref awarded her the block call, and first free throw is good.
And the second will not be. So 39-33 will remain the score. Still just a 6-point deficit for Alexandria and plenty of time on the clock, 3.5 minutes. Other end of the floor, Van Skok on the left wing goes up top. Wicker, three-pointer on the way, buries her third. 42-33, the lead, back to 9 for the Bruins. Harp, right block, puts it up off the window, too strong. It'll be Savannah Morris who pulls down the rebound and gets it across half court. It'll be Sydney Morris to run point at the logo. Under 3 minutes to go in regulation.
Yeah, Blackford's in total control. They're not taking any urge to score here, passing the ball around, making sure they can take as much time off the clock as they can.
And a big steal. Jones comes up with it and finds Hosier. Hosier, another go-ahead three. Too strong off the back iron. Loose ball is picked up by the Bruins, and jump ball is called on the floor. Possession arrow lies in favor of Alexandria with 2:35 left on the floor. Pulley comes into the contest to take the place of Jones. She's joined on the floor by Gaines, Ford, Hosier, and Harp. Hosier off the inbound, scores the teardrop. 42-35. Deficit is now 7 for Alexandria. 2 minutes and 25 seconds left in the fourth. Geppert driving in left side. Finds Savannah Morris. Now kick out Wicker right wing for three. Her shot no good. And it's who else but Hosier to pull down the rebound. Pulley, left corner for three. Short off the rim. And we've got a foul against Harp, as she made some hard contact with Wicker fighting for the rebound. And that is the 5th against Harp, so her evening is over. Jones will come into the contest to take her place. And the 5 on the floor for the Bruins, in case you missed it. Sydney Morris, Savannah Morris, Van Skok on the floor, Wicker on the floor as well, along with Geppert. Wicker shaded to the right side, goes back up top to Sydney Morris. Morris over to the left side wing to Van Skok. Van Skok back up top to Sydney Morris, and Bruins fans not happy. They thought Hosier got away with a big reach-in foul. Van Skok at the top of the key finds Wicker left wing. Wicker back up top, she's fouled by Pulley. And that's the 4th foul on Pulley now. 5th on the Tigers in the 4th quarter. That means the Bruins in the bonus for the remainder of the evening. At the line shooting 2 is Chloe Wicker.
Yeah, you got your best shooter at the line. Case for Blackford, but at this point, Alexandria's got to get some steals, got to force some turnovers if they're going to cut the whole deficit down.
Wicker can't hit the first. 42-35 stays the score, a 7-point lead for the Bruins. A minute 40 left in the 4th. Wicker, second shot on the way. It is a 1-for-2 trip, 43-35. And a timeout called by Coach Duggan for Blackford. Full 1-minute timeout with a minute 40 left in the 4th. We'll go ahead and keep it here. 43-35 is the score. A big minute 40 left on the clock and a big 8-point lead for the Bruins. This is the type of situation you want to be in if you're Blackford. Your leading scorer is, of course, Chloe Wicker. She's got 18 points on the evening. The leading scorer for the Tigers is, of course, Jacqueline Hosier. She's got 21. She has 4 fouls. Wicker with 3. So 2 of your big scorers on the night, 1 for each side. It's a pretty deep foul trouble really late in the contest. Hosier lucky she didn't get called for a foul on that last possession. She could be done for the evening.
Yeah, every time she drives, it's a risk of a charge. But in general, Alexandria's been in foul trouble since the 3rd quarter. They've been able to manage and do a pretty good job this 4th quarter of battling and making sure they're cutting into the lead. But that technical we saw by McFall and then a couple turnovers since then haven't really led them to be able to cut in too much to the lead. Still stands at an 8-point deficit. 100 seconds to go in the game. They're going to have to force some turnovers and have a little bit of magic happen in order to get them the ball.
43-35 is the score as we resume play. It's Hosier bringing it up the floor. Newly checked in for the Tigers is Stella Griffin. Griffin has it at the top of the key. She hands it off to Hosier. Hosier pulling for 3. She's fouled on the shot by Faith Geppert, and that's Geppert's 5th of the night. So now coming in to take her spot is Brooklyn McLean. And that's a big foul as well. Geppert had a pretty decent night of scoring and was a good facilitator all night long as well. First shot at the line is good for Jacqueline Hosier, 43-36 the score.
It's not too common. You have 2 foul outs. That time Geppert fouls out, and Hosier gets the 2nd free throw to go here. So you got a 6-point game. Definitely possible to make the comeback, but it's just about making the right decisions down this stretch.
And it's a big 3-for-3 trip for Jacqueline Hosier, 43-38 with a minute 31 left in the 4th quarter. And Skjok will bring it up the floor for the Bruins. She gets it across the timeline to Morris. Sydney Morris at the logo finds Van Skok left side, and Jacqueline Hosier ties it up for the jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of Alexandria, and this is exactly the way you drew it up if you were head coach Mickey Hosier. Score quickly, which she does with 3 free throws. Draw the jump ball, and the possession arrow is actually in favor of Blackford. The officials made a mistake on the call, but you do a good job slowing at least the offensive momentum for the Bruins.
Yeah, at that time, you really saw the whole momentum change. They almost got the ball there, only got to tie it up one more time to force a turnover.
Foul on the floor, it goes against Pulley, and that's Pulley's 5th. Pulley is now done for the night, and Jones will come in to take her spot. So it's Jones, Ford, Griffin, Hosier, and Gaines on the floor. Only one of the starting 5 on the floor for Alexandria. 2 shots coming to the line for Sydney Morris. She'll rattle the first one through, 44-38, back to a 6-point lead.
Yeah, this is not what you wanted to see. Pulley was obviously in foul trouble since the first half, but that one put him over the limit. 2 more free throws for Blackford.
2-for-2 trip for Sydney Morris makes it 45-38. 1 minute and 7 seconds left in regulation. Hosier on the left side wing trying to drive inside. No foul. It's going to be picked up by Chloe Wicker. Wicker weaving through traffic finds Van Schok to bring it across half court. She'll set up on the right side. Down to the right corner and out to the right wing to Sydney Morris. It's back up top to Van Schok with 45 seconds left in the fourth. This one all but put away for Blackford. Foul on the floor goes against Ford. It's going to send one of the better shooters on the floor tonight, Chloe Wicker, to the line to shoot two. 41.7 seconds on the clock. It's a 45-38 lead for Blackford. Wicker with 2 shots coming up at the stripe.
Yeah, not what you want to see, but at this point they may have to foul. First free throw no good, so that's going to help out at the least.
One more shot coming up for Wicker. It's a 1-for-2 trip. 46-38, 40 seconds left on the clock. Hosier pump fakes the three, tries another, she's blocked, and now Sydney Morris, breakaway layup goes through. 48-38 with 30 seconds left in the fourth, and that, my friends, is the nail in the coffin. Alexandria just 23 seconds left, and they turn the ball over. 22 seconds left, Blackford ahead, 48-38, will make their win streak 8 and improve to 8-1, keep the CIC trophy in their possession, knock off the number 7 team in the state for Class 2A, win a conference matchup, win a rivalry matchup, and keep that hot streak alive and give Alexandria only their second loss of the season. There's a lot encompassing this win for Blackford this evening. Exclamation point win on the season for them so far.
Yeah, the way it happened is interesting. You know, you have to tell the story. It's pretty unpredictable just based on how Alexandria's looked all season. They've been able to blow teams out, pass the ball around, really get everybody good looks. But tonight, Blackford saw their lead, crushed it in the second half, and really opposed their will on Alexandria.
Ford pulls a three from the right side. It's no good. It's going to be brought down by Savannah Morris and brought across half court by Wicker. There's the final buzzer, and it's a 49-38 victory for the Blackford Bruins over the Alexandria Tigers. 8 wins in a row for Blackford after that Week 1 loss to Kokomo, and the 9-1 run comes to a halt for Alexandria, the number 7 team in the state. For the 2A class, knocked off, will fall to 9-2. We're going to take a quick break here from a few of our advertisers that make these broadcasts possible, dive into the final stats for this game tonight, and then stick around because we've got Game 2 coming up after this. It's the Alexandria boys team, as they will head off against the Blackford Bruins again for our second game of our doubleheader. Stay tuned in. More coming up after this on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, driven by Greg Hubler Ford.
Oh, thank you.
All stocked up for another year?
Ho, ho, yes. I'm also hoping for some advice.
Anything for you, Santa.
Any ideas for those who made it on my new extra nice list this year?
How about up to $5,000 Christmas cash with a qualifying heating and cooling system?
Or 0% interest for 36 months?
Both amazing values. Visit petermanhvac.com to claim your Christmas cash.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
Hi, my name is Jason Warner of Warner Financial, an independent investment firm here in Indianapolis. With 10 years of experience as an independent advisor, we provide value to our clients by creating customized investment solutions ranging from managed personal portfolios, 401k planning, and income distribution for retirement plans. We have built Warner Financial with a strong focus in research, diligence to all of our plans, and strong communication with every client. We would love the opportunity to show you our process with a no-cost consultation to discuss your financial future.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Gray Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Gray Hubler Ford, promise kept.
The Mower Shop in Fishers is the one-stop shop for all of your lawn maintenance needs. We have a huge selection of Honda and Toro lawnmowers in stock and even more to choose from online. Plus, we carry parts and accessories with super fast shipping. Just need maintenance or repairs? We offer that too. And we'll even deliver. The Mower Shop, family owned for more than 20 years. Visit our showroom just west of State Road 37 in Fishers or shop online at themowershop.com.
Welcome back to the jungle of Alexandria Monroe High School on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, driven by Greg Hubler Ford. Big win for the Blackford Bruins over the Tigers in that girls' game to start our evening, 49-38, the final score of that one. We're headed into our second game of the night. It's the boys' team for Alexandria, matched up against, again, the Blackford Bruins. Both teams 2-1 on the year to start the season. One loss to start the year for Blackford against Southwood, 74-67, the final score there. The one loss for Alexandria to West Dell, 68-46, the final score on that end. I'm going to bring in my new broadcast partner for the second game, making his Muncie debut for Indiana High School Sports. You know me, it's Colin Eccles. I'll go ahead and have my partner introduce himself. Daniel, welcome to the show, buddy.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Here we got Blackford and Alexandria. Blackford led by senior Keon Wells and senior Vince Oxley. Both played against them back in my play-in days. Getting a chance to call their games now as they're seniors for this Blackford team.
It's going to be a good night for Blackford. Like you said, Keon Wells leads the way for the Bruins. 13.3 points per game for him, 4 rebounds and assists per game as well. And then you said Jacob Lease as well, 11.7 is what he averages in scoring per game. And then not far behind them as well, Gage Baker with 10.3, the junior rounding out to make the top 3 double-digit averages for this Blackford team. Like I said, they both start out 2-1 on the year. Blackford looking to open their conference play, as is Alexandria this evening. And this is kind of a big deal for both of these teams. Like we said, in conference, Central Indiana Conference rivalry, kind of a crosstown and county rivalry. And then you've got the CIC Traveling Trophy as well that these two teams compete for year in and year out. Blackford has the trophy right now. With a split tonight, there is a possibility it could go back to Alexandria. But with that big win for Blackford in game number 1, it sets the Bruins up with a really good opportunity to bring the trophy back home this evening.
Oh, 100%. And seeing that first game between Blackford and Alexandria, you know that this is a big rivalry here. And you know these teams are hyped up for it. They're ready to get that first conference victory.
Alexandria comes into the night 2-1. The one loss on the year to West Dell. Final score of that one, like I said, 68-46. Marty Carroll, the head coach, 2-1 to start his coaching career at Alexandria. Big year for them. Big year for the Tigers.
100%. They have a lot on the line here. Starting 2-1, you never know what can happen. I mean, first year coach Marty Carroll, he has a huge job in front of him, and this is kind of the starting point and where you can take that first big step as a head coach.
For Blackford, like I said, 2-1, a Southwood loss week 1, 74-67. Coach Matt Justin, a 2-1 record. This Bruins team 1-1 on the road, 1-0 at home, so they have a little bit of a tougher start to their schedule than Alexandria does. Alexandria starts their year 4 games in a row on their home floor inside the jungle. You can hear it right now in the speakers kind of surrounding the entire gym. Welcome to the jungle, that classic Guns N' Roses opener for a lot of teams playing and getting the Alexandria crowd hyped up. but Alexandria is starting 4 games in a row at home. That adds kind of a different level and a different exclamation point to your season. You get the home crowd, you get the student section, you get the pep band, you get to choose your music. All of those really do factor into the game and a result and outcome of a competition much, much more than a lot of people would think. I know you as a player, myself as a player know that playing sports and being on your own turf means a world of difference than traveling to someone else's gym or field or whatever facility that you're playing at, where you've kind of got to adjust on the fly as you get the game started.
Oh, 100%. And as you see that welcome to the jungle sign, they really embody it here at Alexandria. They got it on the wall over here. They have the welcome to the jungle with a tiger they have over by the scoreboard. Welcome to the jungle, home of the Tigers. They really embody that whole theme here, and the student section showed up today, and it is wild for this first conference game of the season. But you have to wonder, after this 4th home game, they have 3 road games in a row. Can that road stretch come and bite them after that huge home start?
I think it definitely poses a kind of an interesting twist to the season. Really, for Alexandria's whole schedule, they go on kind of runs throughout the season. Home for a few games, on the road for a few games. Then they'll bounce back and forth. They'll go on another run of away games, another run of home games. And that's a really interesting schedule for a lot of these high school teams. I know you and I are used to a little bit of a bigger high school basketball down near central Indiana. And with those teams, a lot of the time they'll start 2 games at home and then they'll go on the road and kind of start to bounce back and forth and pinball all over the place as the season gets started. Some of these smaller schools are going to go on some of those runs where they're home for 4 games and then they're on the road for 5 or 6. Then they might pinball back and forth and be back home for a stretch and on the road for a stretch into the season. And that really, like you said, does add kind of an adversity that you've got to overcome in your schedule. Blackford, on the other hand, they're pretty balanced this year. They're going 1 at home, kind of 2 on the road, and then vice versa. They really don't have a super huge stretch, one or the other. I think it'll come late January, early February, where they're at Jay County on the 27th of January, at Tipton on the 6th of February, and at Oak Hill on the 9th of February. But other than that, they don't have any games at home or away that are more than just back-to-back.
100%. That should help the Bruins stay balanced throughout the year. That would avoid something like where Alexandria is going to face in coming into the next game against Eastbrook when they hit the road, because they haven't even played on the road yet, but Eastbrook, I'm sure, has played several games already. And that could come back to bite Alexandria. But they are already 2-1. They could get a 3rd home win tonight. So they may be able to afford that luxury of being able to have a game to learn after getting off to such a hot start. But Blackford is a wonderful team led by those seniors who we already talked about. And they're poised for another big game. I mean, they've won 2 in a row after losing that opener to Southwood. Granted, 2 of those 3 teams are 1A teams, but they show all signs of being able to handle this Alexandria team.
11 minutes and 15 seconds left on the warm-up clock for both of these boys' teams as they prepare to get our 2nd game of the night started. We're going to take a quick break to hear from a few of our sponsors. We'll come back. We'll dive into a little more of the adversity that Blackford might be facing tonight with a much smaller roster size than that of Alexandria. A quick break, and we're back for more. It's IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, Alexandria versus Blackford. Game 2 of the night, driven by Greg Hubler Ford.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
All stocked up for another year?
Ho, ho, yes. I'm also hoping for some advice.
Anything for you, Santa.
Any ideas for those who made it on my new extra nice list this year?
How about up to $5,000 Christmas cash with a qualifying heating and cooling system?
Or 0% interest for 36 months?
Both amazing values. Visit petermanhvac.com to claim your Christmas cash.
Hi, my name is Jason Warner of Warner Financial, an independent investment firm here in Indianapolis. With 10 years of experience as an independent advisor, we provide value to our clients by creating customized investment solutions ranging from managed personal portfolios, 401k planning, and income distribution for retirement plans. We have built Warner Financial with a strong focus in research, diligence to all of our plans, and strong communication with every client. We would love the opportunity to show you our process with a no-cost consultation to discuss your financial future.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
We're back live inside the jungle of Alexandria Monroe High School as we're set for our second game of the night. It's boys basketball, Alexandria and Blackford. Just 8 minutes and 33 seconds away from getting things started on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. Driven by Greg Hubler Ford, Colin Eccles and Daniel Miller on the call. Daniel, we talked about it and kind of previewed it before that last break. Roster size tonight might come in to be a big factor for the Blackford Bruins, much, much smaller than that of Alexandria. And we saw in that girls' game to start, 3 players fouling out between both teams. That could come in to be a huge factor and kind of an issue for Blackford if they can't stay out of foul trouble early on in the contest.
100%. Blackford, only 8 players on the roster. One has 0.0 rebounds and assists per game, leading me to believe that he has not played yet this year. And another one only having 1 point per game. So this is really a 6-man squad. Say if a player were to foul out or 2 players were to foul out, one of those guys has to come in and make a big difference for this Blackford team. And speaking of the Blackford team, they have no freshmen and only 2 sophomores. It's a very older team that the Bruins have here today compared to the Alexandria, where they have 12 players on the roster compared to Blackford just 8. But they have 4 sophomores and 3 freshmen in that lineup. They're a much younger team compared to this Blackford Bruins team.
Yeah, Blackford definitely going to be up for a challenge in this game this evening. Like you said, with only really 6 players that have made significant contributions to the team, so you're starting 5 and presumably your first man off the bench. When you only have 6 players making a big contribution to your squad, that means that every player, every foul really counts exponentially more than a team like Alexandria who's got 12 men on the roster, all of which for the most part are making a pretty decent contribution night in and night out for that Tigers team. The Tigers have a little more to play with, which means they might be able to be a little more aggressive towards the start of this contest, while the Bruins, on the other hand, are they going to be able to play that hard-nosed defense that, a Bruins team typically likes to play? Or are they going to have to play a little more reserved and kind of let the game come to them and make last-second adjustments on Alexandria so they don't get their scoring guys in trouble and have to go to some of the reserves that don't see as much action?
That's an excellent point. And earlier in that first game, we saw Alexandria playing a lot of zone defense and getting very aggressive on the defensive side of the ball. I wonder if that will hold true with this boys team, and if they will really lock in on defense and be aggressive with that pressure and that maybe have a zone defense coming out. For Blackford, though, they can't really afford that luxury. Blackford's girls team played a little bit more aggressive in the second half, but they really stayed back for the most part in that first half. The Blackford boys team, they don't have that ability to be able to be super aggressive with only having 8 players and, like you said, only 6 that have contributed in a decent fashion this season.
Blackford and Alexandria, 5 minutes and 27 seconds away from the start of this one. They're currently both sitting tied second place in the Central Indiana Conference. Obviously, the first conference game for both of these, so right now it's just lined up alphabetically and based off of regular season record as well. They both sit at 2-1. At the top of the food chain right now in the CIC is Frankton. They are 3-1, so these two teams chasing the Eagles, looking to claim a top spot in the CIC, one of which is going to pull ahead of the other tonight. And it's kind of an unfortunate situation when you see two teams that are off to a good start to their season as conference opponents have to match up this early in the year. That means one of them has to fall from a really good spot of where they're at and reset and rebound for the upcoming game.
Yeah, that's going to be a difficult path for either of these teams. I mean, but for Blackford, their next game is a home game against Elwood. So they got another conference opponent coming in right after this one. So they'll have a chance to rebound if they take a loss here. Alexandria, on the other hand, also has conference opponent Eastbrook next week on the road. So both these teams, even if they suffer a loss, have a chance next week to get back to above 500. But for the winner, if they can win this one and win their game next week, oh man, are they in the lead on the Central Indiana Conference.
4:05 left on the clock before we get things started in the first quarter of the Alexandria Tigers hosting the Blackford Bruins. Game 2 of our doubleheader tonight on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, driven by Greg Hubler Ford. We're going to come back in a couple minutes for your starting lineups powered by Werner Financial. Before we do that, make sure you follow us on Twitter, INDHS Sports, for highlight clips and post-game interviews from Indianapolis and Muncie, as well as head to the website, IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. Scan the QR code on the right side, and you can get live text updates so you don't miss a beat when your favorite team scores around the state of Indiana if you can't be at the game. You can also follow us on Instagram, IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, for more highlight clips and big game moments from around Indianapolis and Muncie. We're back for more in just a couple of moments after these words from our sponsors on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, driven by Greg Hubler Ford.
Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at GenesisSportsPerformance.com.
Oh, thank you.
All stocked up for another year?
Ho, ho, yes. I'm also hoping for some advice.
Anything for you, Santa.
Any ideas for those who made it on my new extra nice list this year?
How about up to $5,000 Christmas cash with a qualifying heating and cooling system?
Or 0% interest for 36 months?
Both amazing values. Visit PetermanHVAC.com to claim your Christmas cash.
From Alexandria Monroe High School, this is IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, driven by Greg Hubler Ford. Colin Eccles and Daniel Miller on the call for this second game. It's boys action. Alexandria matched up against Blackford for the second time tonight. We've got the starting five for both sides, and this is your starting five matchup, powered by Werner Financial. Daniel, why don't you go ahead and take it away with the Blackford Bruins and who they're starting on the floor at the start of this first quarter.
Number 10, Gage Baker. He's a junior. He is averaging 10.3 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, 2.7 assists per game. He's one of their third highest scorer, tied with Vince Oxley, another one of their starters. He's number 23. He's a senior, 10.3 points per game, also 6 rebounds, and he's added an assist. For Blackford also, their their second senior starter, Ethan Morris, number 15, 6 points per game, a rebound, and adding 2 assists to go along with that. Number 24, Mason Kitterman, the lone sophomore, the youngest man to start for this Blackford Bruins team. 6.7 points per game, 3.3 rebounds per game, and 1.3 assists per game. Lastly, number 10, Gage Baker, a junior, starts for Blackford. He has 10.3. Jacob Lees, a junior, number 11, averaging 11.7 points per game, fits his number, 2.7 rebounds per game, and 2.3 assists per game. Out of the starting lineup for Blackford, notably, is Keon Wells, who is their leading scorer with 13.3 points per game.
And for the Alexandria Tigers, you're going to hear some familiar names here from the football season. It'll be number 20, the sophomore Brady Gass. Played a little bit of quarterback for Alexandria this season on the football squad. Did a phenomenal job at that. Number 22, Bryson Eckler, the freshman, making a start tonight as well. Number 32, Carson Hall, the junior, as well, making the start. Number 40, Carson Cuneo, the senior. We saw him a lot, got a lot of action on the football field this season. Phenomenal running back, and then a name that everybody around Alexandria knows. It's number 42, the senior, Gabe McGuire, one of the most athletic dudes I have seen in a very, very long time on the gridiron and on the basketball floor. Dude is quick up and down the court, can jump out the gym, can shoot from mid-range, behind the arc. He kind of plays it all, and that is going to be a huge, huge factor in his game tonight, and hopefully leading Alexandria to another win.
Yeah, those two seniors off the football field finally getting into basketball play. I wonder if they missed the first couple of games with that football season, but both seniors late in the lineup. They should pose a big impact for this Alexandria team.
Alexandria awaiting for the final names to be called for Blackford before they get things going. Again, we are in the jungle, the student section back on their feet, getting ready to go. All the fans starting to stand up inside of the basketball gym. The lights dim down, something we missed for the girls. The spotlights start to flash, and here come the starting lineups for the Alexandria Tigers as they look to improve to 3-1 on the season. They come into the night 2-1. After a 1-win, 1-loss, 1-win start, we'll go through the starting lineup for them again by last name. It's number 20, Gass, number 22, Eckler, number 32, Hall, number 40, Cuneo, and number 42, McGuire. For the Bruins again by last name, number 10, Baker, number 11, Lease, number 15, Morris, number 23, Oxley, and number 24, Kitterman. Very balanced matchup. The heights and the wingspans as well look very, very even tonight so far. I think we're going to have ourselves a heck of a ball game for this second game of our doubleheader this evening.
Yes, with both of these teams being 2-on-1, very even matchup. We saw the girls' game come down to the wire. You can only expect the same from the boys' game. Now getting started, the lights come back on in Alexandria Monroe for the start of this game, and now we have the tip-off coming up very shortly with these referees at the centers lining up in the circle.
Once again, that is your starting lineups powered by Werner Financial. We'll get the scoreboard back on your screen. Alexandria and Blackford back to zeros. Jumping for the Tigers is going to be Carson Cuneo, and for the Bruins, it's Gage Baker. A senior and a junior going at it in the center circle. Whistles blow. Ball is in the air, and it is Alexandria basketball. That's going to be Blackford basketball. Cuneo got the tip and secured the win of the tip as well. That turns the ball over to Blackford. It'll be Baker taking the ball out of play for the Bruins, and bringing it up the floor will be number 15, Ethan Morris.
Common mistake. I've seen it made a couple times. When you jump for the opening tip, you can't grab the ball. You got to tip it to one of your teammates, or else it's a turnover back to the other team.
Morris walks up the floor, goes over to the right side wing to Baker. Skip pass, back over to Baker on the right wing. Stop and pop mid-range, won't fall. Board pulled down by Eckler. And stolen back quickly, headed the other way by Lease. Left corner, it's Morris driving left baseline, puts up the floater over the top of Cuneo, and scores it. 2-0 Blackford lead. Top of the key, it's Cuneo. Trying to spin through traffic, loses possession. McGuire with a hand on the ball, blocked at the rim by Gage Baker. And slowing it down on the other end is Lease. Kick out, right wing, Baker, three, it's good. 5-0, the Bruins jump out to a big lead early in the first quarter with 7 minutes and 13 seconds left on the game clock.
Baker making a big opening impact with that block, and then the three on the other end.
Stop and pop on the right side baseline is good from Carson Hall. 5-2, Tigers on the board, and they'll bring out a little three-quarter court press, and that leads to a turnover. Fast break for Hall, lays it in on the right side. 5-4, Alexandria right back in it, down by 1 to the Bruins. Just under 7 minutes to go in the first.
A couple of really quick baskets for Hall there as you see a foul.
Foul is on the floor against the Tigers. It'll go against Carson Cuneo. His first on the Tigers in the first quarter. Taking it out of play is going to be Ethan Morris for Blackford.
We noted in the open that fouls may not be as much of an issue for Alexandria, but getting a big guy with a foul early, never what you want to see.
Top of the key off the inbound, it's Lease, shaded over to his left side. He'll go down to the left side corner to Kitterman. Back up top, Morris. Right side wing, Baker. Working against Eckler. Baker, fadeaway shot off the glass is good. 7-4. Bruins back in front by 3. in the right corner. Now moving his way back to the top is Hall. Back to the left side wing to McGuire. Up top for Eckler. Eckler trying to drive in right side. It's knotted up, and a travel is called on Eckler as he moved the pivot foot. 6:10 left on the first quarter clock. 7-4 is the lead for the Bruins. And it is Blackford possession.
Eckler looked like he got dragged in the lane a little bit there.
And a big backdoor cut. Can't score from the right side is Jacob Lease. Second chance opportunity from Kitterman won't go. And bringing it up the floor is Brady Gast. Right side wing, Eckler. Passes up a three, back up top to Gast. Gast stuck at the logo, goes left side wing to Eckler. Eckler back at the top of the key. Cuneo now at the top with possession. Over to the left side wing, Gast. Gast finds Cuneo left block. Cuneo trying to go to work, finds McGuire cutting the basket, and McGuire will drop it off the window. 7-6 lead cut back down to 1 for the Bruins. 5:25 left in the first quarter.
Another beautiful assist to Cuneo you just saw there, laying it right off the glass. That's what the quality shot attempts you want to see.
Kitterman can't handle a laser of a pass from Ethan Morris. It's a turnover for the Bruins, and Tigers now have the possession. 5:21 left in the first quarter. It's a 7-6 lead for Blackford. Gast will bring it across half court. To the left elbow to Cuneo. Cuneo finds Eckler on the backdoor cut left side. Back out to the left side wing to Cuneo. Cuneo back up top, Gast. Right side wing now to McGuire, and he hands the ball off to Hall. McGuire back up top. Tries to find Eckler cutting to the basket left side, but it's taken away by Lease. Lease over to the right side wing, Baker off the drive, floater, no good. Baker trying to come down with his own offensive board. He'll have it. And it's back to Baker on the right side wing. Baker driving in right side, up contested by Cuneo, can't finish from the right block. It's going to be brought the other way by Hall. Now McGuire left side. McGuire's shot off the mark. Ball is out of play, last touched by Gage Baker.
Quick pace there as we get going here. For both of these teams, pushing to up and down the court, a couple turnovers in there. We got a fast-paced affair so far to start us off.
Kennedy into the contest for Alexandria, takes the place of McGuire. Kennedy, number 14 on your screen. Off the inbound three-pointer from the right side corner, no good from Carson Hall. Rebounded and brought the other way by Ethan Morris. Morris driving in right baseline. Skip pass back to the top of the key. Passing up the three is Baker. Loose ball on the floor is fought for and taken away by Gast. And now bringing it up the floor is Hall. Hall loses possession. And it's back over to the right side wing to slow things down for Morris. Morris. Top of the key for the Bruins.
And just so I talked about the high-paced affair, Blackford will slow it down for this possession.
And the mid-range two is good from just inside the left wing. Shot is good by Gage Baker. 9-6 the score. Blackford in front with 3:43 left in the first quarter. We got a defensive foul against the Bruins. It goes against Ethan Morris, his first, and the first on Blackford in the half. Checking in for the Tigers is Mason Fuller, taking the place of Bryson Eckler. Fuller with possession on the inbound, drives in with the right side, pump fakes, gets his defenders in the air, and he is fouled. I think the officials are calling this one on the floor. It'll go against Jacob Lease, his first, second on Blackford in the half. Still a 9-6 ball game with 3:36 left in the first quarter.
And 7 of those 9 Blackford points coming from Gage Baker. He has made an impact on this game early.
Ball out of play, stays with Alexandria. Quick start to the game for both sides. Getting off to a hot start is Blackford, like you said, 7 of the 9 points coming from Gage Baker to start this contest.
The other 2 come from Ethan Morris.
Off rotations to the top of the key to Carson Hall for Alexandria. Hall to the right corner, passing up to Fuller. Back to the top of the key, skip pass to the left side wing to Ketterty. Ketterty back up top to Cuneo. Shading to his right side, finds Gast on the right side wing. Gast driving in, kick out, Fuller, left corner, 3 on the way, no good. Offensive board for Cuneo. Cuneo spins it right around and scores it. 9-8. Lead cut back down to 1 for the Bruins. We've got less than 3 minutes to go in the first quarter.
And similar to Blackford, Alexandria's all of their points coming from just 2 players.
2 points on the turnaround teardrop from Vince Oxley. Makes it 11-8. Back to a 3-point lead for the Bruins. On the other end of the floor, it's Alexandria possession. Top of the key, it's Fuller. Over the left side wing, Gast. Gast goes to the right corner for Carson Hall. Driving baseline, nowhere to go. It's stolen on the pass by Ethan Morris. Morris, outlet pass ahead to Baker on the left wing. Baker tries to drive, nowhere to go. Goes back up top to Morris, who now has Lease right side wing for 3. It's just short. Offensive board pulled down for Gage Baker. Back to the top of the key to Morris. Left side wing, Baker has some room. Mid-range 2, won't fall. Oxley comes down with an offensive board. Hands are thrown up from head coach Carroll for the Tigers. He's frustrated with his team not getting a defensive board. Ball stays around the perimeter and is taken away on the pass by Gast. Gast starts out on the left wing, hands the ball off to Cuneo. Cuneo going to work in the post. Too short on the turnaround floater. Good defense by Oxley. Morris brings it up the floor, and Morris' shot no good. It's out of play. And back to the Tigers. Substitution for Alexandria. Eckler and McGuire back in to take the place of Gast and Hall.
For Alexandria, their coach, you saw him getting upset without a defensive rebound, but them getting that steal there. Got back down the floor, missed an easy layup, but overall you got to be happy with their ability to get that steal after not being able to get the defensive board.
5 on the floor for Alexandria is Cuneo, Fuller, Eckler, McGuire, and Kettery. For the Bruins, it is the original starting 5. That's Gage Baker, Jacob Lease, Ethan Morris, Vince Oxley, and Max Kitterman. The combo of McGuire and Fuller working it up the floor. McGuire has possession. He'll hand the ball off to Kettery on the right side wing. Back up top to Fuller. Right side wing, Kettery. Skip pass down into the paint, intended for Fuller, but it's taken away and brought back up the floor by Morris. Morris with possession at the top of the key for the Bruins. 1 minute, 15 seconds of the game clock in this first quarter. It's 11-8. Blackford leads. And in on the right block and scoring 2 is Gage Baker. 13-8. Now a 5-point lead with 1 minute to go in the first quarter.
Another bucket for Baker. That gives them 9 points in this first quarter. Isn't even over yet. Depth won't be an issue for Blackford like we talked about if he can keep scoring like he has.
Top of the key, it's Kettery for the Tigers. Over to the right side wing to Fuller. 42 seconds left on the game clock. Fuller moving back to the top of the arc, goes left side corner to Eckler. He passes up the 3, drives in with the right, and it is taken away by Baker. Baker goes up and under the rim, can't score it. Cuneo pulls down a rebound. Good opportunity on the break for Alexandria, but denied at the rim. Right at the buzzer is Bryson Eckler. And there's 2 shots coming at the line. One official originally set out of bounds. The other one calls a foul. And the foul goes against Mason Kitterman. That is his first and the third on Blackford.
Well, we talked about that foul situation coming into play early. Already 3 in the first quarter.
First shot at the stripe is good for Bryson Eckler. Another sub being made, Adrian Smith, the junior, coming in for Alexandria, taking the place of McGuire. Second shot on the way for Eckler. Cuts it down to a 3-point lead for the Bruins, 13-10. With 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Top of the key, it's Ethan Morris. Morris holding firm at the logo. Goes over to the left side to Baker. Less than 10 seconds on the clock. Baker, mid-range 2, laces through. 15-10, 2 seconds on the clock. And at the buzzer, there is no shot. Headed into the second quarter, it's a 15-10 lead for the Bruins over the Tigers. 1 minute, and we're back for more on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, driven by Greg Hubler Ford.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
Oh, thank you.
All stocked up for another year?
Ho, ho, yes. I'm also hoping for some advice.
Anything for you, Santa.
Any ideas for those who made it on my new extra nice list this year?
How about up to $5,000 Christmas cash with a qualifying heating and cooling system?
Or 0% interest for 36 months?
Both amazing values. Visit petermanhvac.com to claim your Christmas cash.
We're back live at Alexandria High School on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. Colin Eccles and Daniel Miller on the call. The start of the second quarter. It is a 15-10 lead for the Blackford Bruins over the Alexandria Tigers. We'll get back into this one. Tiger possession. And Daniel, you were making a pretty good comparison from last season to this season for the Bruins in what you see in one of their star players on the floor.
Yeah, Gage Baker already with 11 of the 15 points for Blackford in that first quarter. I see a lot of Luke Brown in him, who is now plays Division I with Ball State, transferred over from Stetson, both D1 programs, was a big star at Blackford a few years ago.
Cuneo knocks down a three at the top of the key to start the second quarter for Alexandria. 15-13 is the score. 7 minutes and 33 seconds on the game clock, and a quick steal now headed the other way is Brady Gast, and Gast gets too far underneath the backboard. He's fouled and will go to the line to shoot two. An opportunity to tie things up as Gage Baker picks up his first foul, and the first foul of the second quarter for Blackford.
This is a win-lose scenario for the Bruins because that's their best player on the court right now. But now 4 of their 5 players have a foul, and we know that they do not have depth.
Brady Gast can't knock down his first shot at the line, keeps it a 15-13 score in favor of Blackford. And it is an 0-for-2 trip. Oxley comes flying in and gets the rebound for the Bruins. Starting out on the right wing is Morris. He'll move back up top and pass the ball off to Baker. Oxley with possession, top of the key, now off rotation, hands the ball back off to Morris. Morris driving in from the right side, blocked at the rim, and a good block at that. Coming from Kettery, and the ball is out of play, and it's going to be Blackford basketball.
Got a little out of character there from Bryson Eckler on the way back down the floor. Looked a little bit too fast as he was heading down the court. Got a lot out of control.
5 on the floor for both sides. It's the original 5 for the Bruins. Baker, Lease, Morris, Oxley, Kitterman. Top of the key, it's Lease. Hands the ball off to Kitterman on rotation. Kitterman kicks out right corner 3 from Morris off the mark. Rebound for Cuneo. Cuneo finds Brady Gast on a fast break, and Brady Gast will score it from the right side. We're all tied up at 15 with 6 minutes and 35 seconds left in the first half. And stepping out of bounds with possession, Gage Baker. Turnover, it's back to the Tigers. They're 5 on the floor right now. Kettery, Gast, Cuneo, and joining them as well is Eckler and Hall.
After that basket from Alexander Monroe, Blackford maybe got a little bit too quick there on trying to get the ball back down the floor. Got a little out of character.
Right side wing, it's Hall for the Tigers. Hall trying to go back up top, loses possession, hands off to Gast. Gast at the top of the key, still shaded right side, finds Hall. Skip pass to the left side, Kettery pops a 3. A little long, Brady Gast comes down with the board, and he is fouled.
He went down hard. That did not look pretty, but he hops right back up, and he'll take the foul and see what they can do now.
Lease picks up his second foul for the Bruins. Second of the quarter for Blackford as well. 6 minutes remaining in the half. It's a 15-15 ball game. Really competitive to start this first half.
Similar to the girls game where it was very close, very competitive game.
Top of the key, it's Hall trying to get the screen from Cuneo, goes to the deck, And a jump ball is called. It'll be Bruin possession under 6 minutes to go in the half.
Good hustle from Vince Oxley from Blackford, getting on the floor, getting that tie up, and sending the ball back with the Bruins. As they check the court here, they're with Oxley falling to the ground for that loose ball.
Looks like the officials are signaling for a towel from where the scuffle for the ball was on the floor. I got to say, something that I've loved from both of these schools on the girls' and boys' side of things, they are extremely physical and are not afraid to get down and dirty on the hardwood, get scrappy, and go after a basketball. I have seen at least everybody on this starting five already, and for the girls' side of things as well, get on the floor and dive after basketballs. You love to see that from your starting five, especially as the hustle plays get more and more important as the night goes on.
Oh, 100%. That's what happens in these big conference matchups. I felt like the tension was rising all game in that girls' game, and I can only assume the same will happen as we continue in this boys' game here in the second game.
Left side wing, it's Baker. Baker finds Oxley left block. Oxley going to work against Cuneo. Gets him in the air. Right side wing three from Lease. No good. Short off the right iron. And we got a foul on the floor going against Alexandria. It's going to be on Carson Cuneo. And Gabe McGuire is going to check into the ball game.
If I remember correctly, that is Carson Cuneo's second foul, so he will go to the bench with those two first half fouls.
Cuneo takes his seat. Also into the game is Mason Fuller. He'll take the place of Bryson Eckler for the Tigers. Still Bruin possession, left side wing. It's Jacob Lease. Stop and prop from inside the left elbow is no good. He left it short. Bring the ball up the floor is Fuller. Fuller at the top of the key for Alexandria. 5 minutes, 20 seconds left in the second quarter. We're still tied at 15. Left corner. It's Eckler. Back up top to Gast. Right side wing now Fuller. Fuller back up top to McGuire. Finds Hall shaded to the left side. Hall moving back up top. Hands off to Gast coming off the screen on rotation. And a nice backdoor cut to score the 2-point basket on the right side. Block from Carson Hall. Good vision as well by Brady Gast.
Carson Hall now has 6 points in this game. The assist with Gast, huge for the Tigers.
Left side wing, passing up a three, and driving is Morris. He scores it on the finger roll. And make it a tie ball game at 17 again.
And just when he thought Alexandria was going to take the lead, Blackford comes right back with a pair of its own.
Kettery at the top of the key for the Tigers. Backs out to the logo, pestered by Lease. Left side wing now, it's Hall. Finds McGuire driving to the basket. Fuller, right corner three, and Fuller will let one roll through. 20-17, Alexandria reclaims the lead with 4 minutes and 10 seconds left in the half. We got a foul on the floor against Alexandria, stopping play on the other end.
I've seen a couple times Alexandria has gone corner to corner with a couple of their passes. You got to wonder if Blackford's coach Matt and Justin could take a look at that at the half and see those are amazing steal opportunities for the Bruins if they want to take note of that at halftime.
Foul credited against Gabe McGuire. That is his first and the second on the Tigers in the quarter. Off the inbound from the right side block, an easy score as Mason Kitterman got lost in traffic and had the open bucket. 20-19. Lead cut to one for Alexandria. 4 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
Those under the basket inbounds, so important in the lower levels of basketball, high school, middle school. Everyone always stresses so there's an easy opportunity to get points under the basket with a layup.
Gast on the right side wing finds Kettery. Skip pass to the top, it's McGuire. McGuire finds Gast again on the right side wing. He hands the ball off to Kettery. Kettery back up top to Fuller. Fuller kind of shaded to the left side, goes back up top to Gast. 3.5 minutes to go in the second. Gast directing traffic, goes to McGuire on the right side wing. Great defense from the Bruins right now. McGuire at the top of the key, still nowhere to go, has to hand the ball back off to Kettery. Little three-man weave at the top of the key for the Tigers as the Bruins pressure starting to get to him. Kettery on the right side wing. Still directing traffic, has nowhere to go. Pestered at the half-court line by Morris. Hands the ball off again to Gast.
If they get inside the three-point line this whole possession, man, this defense is tough for Blackford.
Fuller finally gets inside the three-point line, but not for long. It's back to the top of the key to Hall. The Bruins holding firm, playing man defense. Nowhere to go. Back to the top of the key to McGuire. McGuire over to the left side wing now to Fuller. 2 minutes and 35 seconds until halftime.
Crowd taking notice of the defense.
And a steal is what it results in. Great defense. Kitterman comes up with a steal. And on the other end of the floor, looking for the foul is Morris. He won't get it. McGuire on the fast break finds Hall ahead. Hall lays it in for 2 on the left side. The reverse layup makes the lead 3 for the Tigers. 2 minutes, 15 seconds before halftime.
And as we approach the half, with Alexandria now getting that lead, you wonder what Blackford can respond with as
Lease knocks down a 3 from the left corner, and we are all tied up once again at 22 with 2 minutes before we head to halftime. Top of the key for the Tigers is Kettery. Kettery, again, some tough defense put on by Blackford. Goes back to Gast, and he will hand the ball off to Hall, who will reset the offense. Hall at the logo, hands the ball back off to Kettery. It's the left side wing now to Fuller. Fuller moving his way back up top, goes to McGuire over on the right side wing. McGuire trying to look over his options, gets a screen from Gast, kick out Hall, left corner 3, passes up, steps in. Shot is over the top of the rim, no good. A minute 20 remains on the game clock. Loose ball is sticking with the Bruins. And on the right side wing is Baker. Baker driving baseline, kicks it on the back door cut. Scoring is Jacob Dillon. Checked in for Blackford not too long ago. The Bruins back in front, 24-22. We're in the final minute of play in the first half.
Jacob Dillon already topping his season average, getting that bucket there.
On the right side wing, loose ball is going to be picked up by the Bruins. Streaking ahead is Baker. Baker, Euro step, teardrop, off the back iron, no good. Offensive foul against Blackford. It goes against Jacob Dillon. That is his first, third on the Bruins in the quarter. 39.6 seconds left on the game clock before we head to halftime. And it is a 24-22 lead for the Bruins. A lot of substitutions being made. Headed to the bench for the Tigers is Kettery. Taking his place is Eckler. And newly checked into the game as well for the Bruins, Keon Wells. Coming off the bench, averaging 13.3 a game. Oxley also back in for the Bruins. Top of the key, it's McGuire. Over to the right side wing to Fuller. Fuller trying to drive right baseline, nowhere to go. Kicks it back out to Hall. 15 seconds on the game clock. It's up top with Gast. Tigers trail 24-22. Gast driving in right side, finds Hall. Right corner for 3. It is just short. Board pulled down by Jacob Dillon, and a 30-second timeout called by head coach Matt Justin of the Bruins with 4.8 seconds left in the second quarter. It's a 24-22 lead for Blackford, who, by the way, is putting on some of the most solid and clean, impressive defense that I've seen at the high school level for a very long time.
Yeah, and they needed it today. They can't afford many fouls. They've given up a few, but overall, this defense has been incredible. Leaving the Tigers with only 22 points in the first half. I wondered how the depth would affect them this early in the season, but they got the 2-point lead entering the half with just 4.8 seconds left. You wonder if Coach Matt Justin is drawing something up for Gage Baker, who has 11 of Blackford's points.
And kind of the crazy thing to think about, too, is we're just now starting to see the substitutions being made for Blackford. Oxley, for a while, took a seat and wasn't in the contest. And also now coming into the game, Keon Wells, we haven't seen him yet tonight. Of course, he's back on the bench now after that timeout. Off the inbound quickly, Morris up the floor. He is fouled. Goes against Mason Fuller, 1.9 seconds left on the clock.
Coach Marty Carroll for Alexandria was not happy with that one.
That is the first on Fuller, third on Alexandria in the quarter. Jacob Lease will take the ball out of play for Blackford. And we got another timeout taken by head coach Matt Justin. It's another 30-second. Again, we'll keep it here. Just 1.9 seconds on the game clock. He's trying to draw something up to get them ahead by 2 scores headed into halftime, and that's crucial. Going into halftime, only being ahead by 2, especially at this level of basketball in high school, really doesn't do the most for you. Alexandria is going to have quick possession coming out in the second half. One bucket could put them ahead. If you maintain a big lead into halftime and have a couple possessions in your favor starting in the third quarter, that means that Alexandria can't start off hot in the first 5 minutes of that third quarter and get the ball rolling and not be able to look back in the second half.
Yeah, we saw in that first game, Alexandria had the lead at halftime, but Blackford came out with the victory. Just a 2-point lead won't do much. If you can stretch that to 4 or 5, that would be a big deal for Blackford as they end this first half. 1.9 seconds left on the clock.
Kitterman takes it out, guarded by McGuire, goes to the top of the key to Lees. Three-pointer pop from the left side wing is no good off the fingertips of Ethan Morris, and headed into halftime. 24-22 the score. Blackford leads Alexandria in the second game of our doubleheader. Some CIC Traveling Cup action. We're going to take a couple-minute break, get into the stats coming up at halftime, and back for more after that on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, driven by Greg Hubler Ford.
Oh, thank you.
All stocked up for another year?
Ho, ho, yes. I'm also hoping for some advice.
Anything for you, Santa.
Any ideas for those who made it on my new extra nice list this year?
How about up to $5,000 Christmas cash with a qualifying heating and cooling system?
Or 0% interest for 36 months?
Both amazing values. Visit petermanhvac.com to claim your Christmas cash.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
Hi, my name is Jason Warner of Warner Financial, an independent investment firm here in Indianapolis. With 10 years of experience as an independent advisor, we provide value to our clients by creating customized investment solutions ranging from managed personal portfolios, 401k planning, and income distribution for retirement plans. We have built Warner Financial with a strong focus in research, diligence to all of our plans, and strong communication with every client. We would love the opportunity to show you our process with a no-cost consultation to discuss your financial future.
Back live inside of Alexandria High School on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. My name is Colin Eccles, joined by Daniel this evening. Daniel, a small lead for Blackford at halftime, 24-22. They lead Alexandria by 2. And one of the things we talked about to start this game for Blackford was how is the roster size going to play into things and really impact the game? Well, so far, obviously not taking that big of a toll on them. We didn't see that many substitutions for the Bruins in the first half. I believe we only saw Oxley and Kitterman take a seat kind of late in that second quarter. But their defense right now is outstanding, has only held Alexandria to 22 points in the first half. 8 of those points scored by the same player for the Tigers. That is by Carson Hall, and he is the leading scorer. So with 8 points as your lead score total for a team in the first half, I would say that the Blackford Bruins are handling the roster deficit pretty well to start out this contest.
100%. A lot of depth for both teams in the scoring column. All 5 starters for Blackford have gotten in the scoring column. Baker leads with 11, Morris with 4, Least has 3, Oxley has 2, Kitterman has 2, and off the bench, Dillon even has 2. For Alexandria, they got 5 guys in the scoring column too. Very balanced scoring from both teams. 4 of their starters have gotten points, led by Hall, as you noted. Cuneo, second in the scoring column with 7, and the lone scorer off the bench for them is Mason Fuller hitting that big 3. The lone starter for the Tigers without a bucket so far is Gabe McGuire, the senior.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting to think about the fact that 11 of the 24 points coming from one single scorer. And you got to think, though, too, is that going to be a problem down the stretch for the Bruins? Obviously, you want to spread the ball around as much as you can and get everybody involved and make sure that the scoring totals are kind of even. You tend to see the teams that are the most successful have pretty even scoring totals across the board. Obviously, you might have one standout, maybe two. But if you can get that scoring total a little more even, get everybody to contribute a little more, do you think that only having one primary scorer for the Bruins could lead to them losing this lead and allowing kind of a more even scoring team like Alexandria to chip their way back in and maintain a lead for the remainder of the second half?
Typically, my answer to that question would be that it would make an impact, and you do want a more even scoring output from your team. But your question was specifically with these Bruins, and as I mentioned earlier in this broadcast, Luke Brown, a recent graduate from Blackford who has succeeded very well at the Division I level, he basically was a one-man wrecking crew for these Bruins. You mentioned that the team might suffer, which they weren't the greatest, but they still won a significant amount of games, and Luke Brown had almost all of their points. He was, I believe, top 5 in Indiana scoring all time in high school.
4 minutes and 35 seconds remaining of the halftime clock. We look at the keys of the game for this second half. Let's look at the key players. Who are you going to lean on primarily for both sides? Start with Blackford and then go to Alexandria. Who are you going to lean on to kind of carry your team through the second half? And if you're Blackford, maintain a lead and come out with a win. If you're Alexandria, come back, get yourself back in front, and upset the Bruins.
Well, obviously, the leader for the Blackford Bruins would be Gage Baker, but I will go outside the box. I'll actually go with the lone guy who was not a starter tonight that's in the scorebook, Jacob Dillon. He has 2 points tonight. He's already beat his season average. I think that if the Bruins could get more production from him, as well as the players outside of Baker, that could lead to them having a big win tonight and keeping that lead and winning this victory and getting this victory. Meanwhile, for Alexandria, I'm looking to Carson Cunha, the big guy in the paint, the senior, big man, coming off the football season. He's their second leading scorer at this point. I would lean on him to try to get you some more points in the second half and maybe come back and get this victory down just 2 points.
Just over 3 minutes to go before we get the third quarter underway. We're going to take another quick break. 24-22 your score. Blackford leads Alexandria by 2 points. Some CIC Traveling Cup action. We'll be back for more after this on Indiana High School Sports, driven by Greg Hubler Ford.
The Mower Shop in Fishers is the one-stop shop for all of your lawn maintenance needs. We have a huge selection of Honda and Toro lawnmowers in stock and even more to choose from online. Plus, we carry parts and accessories with super fast shipping. Just need maintenance or repairs? We offer that too, and we'll even deliver. The Mower Shop, family owned for more than 20 years. Visit our showroom just west of State Road 37 in Fishers or shop online at themowershop.com.
Thank you.
All stocked up for another year?
Ho, ho, yes. I'm also hoping for some advice.
Anything for you, Santa.
Any ideas for those who made it on my new extra nice list this year?
How about up to $5,000 Christmas cash with a qualifying heating and cooling system?
Or 0% interest for 36 months?
Both amazing values. Visit petermanhvac.com to claim your Christmas cash.
Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com. Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
We're back live at Alexandria Monroe High School on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. This broadcast driven by Greg Hubler Ford. It's the matchup. The Alexandria Tigers hosting the Blackford Bruins. The Bruins in the lead 24-22. Kyle Nichols joined by Daniel Miller this evening. A little bit of CIC, Central Indiana Conference, traveling cup action. These two teams have a kind of a tradition. They battle back and forth for a trophy, kind of like IU and Purdue do in football with the Old Oaken Barrel, the Iron Bowl trophy as well. You see the Texas-Oklahoma trophy. It's kind of the same, similar situation that we got going on here tonight. So it's a conference matchup, a class matchup, a county matchup, a rivalry matchup, a CIC trophy matchup. There's a lot of matchups that are encompassed in this one matchup, or one contest this evening. I feel like I've said matchup about 50 times on just this broadcast. So we'll try to stay away from that. But as we get back into it, here are your second half starting lineups, obviously powered by Werner Financial. It's going to be the original starting five for the Blackford Bruins. That is Baker, Lease, Morris, Oxley, and Kitterman. It's going to be the original starting five as well for the Tigers. Gast, Eckler, Hall, Cuneo, and McGuire. Alexandria basketball to start things out on the left side wing. It's Cuneo. Flipping down to Gast in the left corner. Still no penetration from beyond the arc for the Tigers. McGuire on the right wing tries to find Eckler, right block. Eckler can't score first try. Second try also no good. He's fouled and will go to the stripe for two. 24-22, the current score, 7:37 left in the third. Foul goes against Mason Kitterman, his second, first on the team in the third.
Freshman starter for these Tigers. Can he hit from the line? Add to his point total of 2 points.
Eckler's first shot at the line, too strong. Score stays at 24-22.
Gotta wonder if some of those freshman nerves are getting to him. Only his fourth high school game.
Second chance on the way, and it's a good 1-for-2 trip. 24-23, the deficit cut to 1 for the Tigers. Bringing it up the floor, Ethan Morris. Second chance opportunities have kind of played a big part in this game already, too, for Alexandria. You saw it right there, getting Eckler to the foul line. On the right side wing for the Bruins, and out the top of the key, it's Oxley. Oxley driving in against Cuneo, puts up a floater. His shot no good, collides with McGuire. And quickly on the other end of the floor is Eckler. Finds Cuneo, now skip pass to the right wing. Gast pulls a three, a little wide left and a little strong. Offensive board, it's back out to Hall at the top of the key. Back over to Gast, right side wing. Gast stuck at the stripe, goes back up top to Hall. Hall, mid-range just inside the right arc, goes skip pass to Gast, left side wing. Gast floater, counted and one. 25-24. The Tigers back in front and looking to make the lead 2 after the foul on Mason Kitterman. That's his third and the second on the team in the third quarter. And that's a guy you don't want to have in trouble, being that he is one of your tallest on the floor. Gast will not make the three-point attempt. Fighting for the rebound, McGuire comes up with an offensive board. He tries to score from the left side. Loose ball taken up by Gast. Out to Cuneo, left wing for three. Too strong, brought down on the board by Lease. Lease the other way. Finds Kitterman right corner. Back up top, Lease. Lease driving right side. Euro steps through traffic. Called for the travel. Tried to fight through contact put on by Cuneo, but it's a turnover. Alexandria with the ball back. 6:26 left in the third. They lead 25-24. Over the Bruins.
I think Lease thought he got fouled there. I agree with the referee, though. That feels like a good call. That clearly was a travel down the lane.
McGuire on the right wing for the Tigers. Goes back up top. Now skips it down to the left elbow to Hall. Back up top for McGuire. McGuire Directing traffic on that far side of the court. Finds Eckler coming around the arc. Skip pass all over the place. Back up top to Cuneo. Now left side wing McGuire. McGuire trying to find Cuneo on the left block. Pass broken up. He's able to maintain possession. It's back up top with Gas to run the offense. Cuneo on the left wing. Driving in against Oxley. Has Eckler right wing. He finds Hall in the right corner. Hall still nowhere to go. Good defense by the Bruins, keeping the Tigers at bay. Nothing looking good down in the paint for Alexandria. Top of the key, it's Cuneo. Guarded by Oxley. Finds Eckler cutting the basket, and Eckler scores it. Extending the lead to 27-24 for Alexandria. 5 minutes and 15 seconds left in the third.
Eckler now with 5 on the board. It's his first field goal. The first 3 were all free throws.
Oxley fights through contact, cuts the lead to 1. 27-26. 3 minutes expired in the third quarter. Under 5 minutes to go before the fourth. Top of the key, it's Eckler. To the right side wing, it is Gast. He finds Eckler again, backdoor, and Eckler scores 2 more from the right block. 29-26, lead back to 3 for Alexandria. Cuneo breaks up a pass. Hall on a 2-on-2 break. Finds Gast left block. He goes back up top to Hall. Passes up to 3. He'll have to run a new offense. Hall driving in right side. Won't score. No love from the rim. On the other end of the floor, it's Morris right side wing. And referee timeout called on the floor. There's a slick spot on the hardwood.
That's the second time the towel's been brought out tonight. You gotta love to see it.
The referee's doing a good game of keeping this game under control, but still allowing the players to kind of play it out. We've seen some good contact. We saw that a lot in the first game as well. And typically that's a trend you see through rivalry games. Officials letting the teams kind of duke it out, get a little more physical than they otherwise would, and that adds a different aspect to the game. Makes the game more challenging, makes it more exciting, gets the crowd a little more into it, whether they like the calls or don't like the calls. But nonetheless, we've got a pretty exciting matchup. It's a 3-point game. 29-26 is the score. McGuire will take a seat. In for him is Kettery. 4 minutes, 24 seconds on the third quarter game clock. 3-point lead for the Tigers. Bruins looking to chip away on this offensive possession. Top of the key, it's Morris.
You mentioned it earlier in the second half, how many things these teams are competing for tonight. Referee's got to keep this game in check before it gets too crazy.
Three-pointer is in and out, no good for Lease. Offensive board for Baker. He can't score from the right side on the second chance opportunity. It's quickly the other way, and Kettery looking for for Eckler on the left block, as his pass thrown out of bounds by the Bruins defense. 4:03 on the game clock, still a 3-point lead.
Leeds with a huge rejection there, sent that ball into the student section here at Alexander Monroe, a student section that showed out tonight. For, as you mentioned earlier, all of the things that are on the line in this big matchup between these two conference opponents and rivalry.
Top of the key for Kettery, goes left side wing to Hall. Back up top, Kettery, skip pass to the right side to Gast. Gast finds Hall down in the right corner. Gast back to the top of the key, trying to find something, but the Bruins defense, again, that stronghold, not letting anybody down to the paint, and it comes up strong again as Kettery can't handle the pass. Gast will take a seat. In for him is Fuller, joined by Kettery, Eckler, Hall, and Cuneo. And it's the same 5 on the floor for the Bruins as well. Baker, Lease, Morris, Oxley, Kitterman. And what a score in a clear lane to the bucket for Ethan Morris. Makes it 29-28. It's a 1-point game, a 1-point lead for Alexandria. Full 1-minute timeout taken by head coach Marty Carroll of the Alexandria Tigers, which means we'll take a timeout of our own. 29-28, a 1-point lead for Blackford. More coming up after this on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, driven by Greg Hubler Ford.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first. Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
Back live at Alexandria High School on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, or Welcome to the Jungle, I should say, the name of the gym for the Alexandria Tigers. Colin Eccles joined by Daniel Miller. As always, this broadcast driven by Greg Hubler Ford. It's a 29-28 lead for the Tigers over the Blackford Bruins. Both teams 2-1 to start the season, fighting in their first conference matchups of the season as well in the Central Indiana Conference, and battling for the CIC Traveling Trophy. We'll see who can come out on top for this one. It's Alexandria possession, and Fuller will run point for the Tigers. Fuller, the right side wing, Cuneo. Tough defense being put on by the Bruins all night. They'll continue that on this possession. Left side wing now, Kettery. He goes down to the left corner to Fuller. Kettery back up top. Left side wing again, Fuller. 2 minutes, 55 seconds left in the third. Right side wing now, it's Eckler. Eckler looking over the options, drives to the free throw line, loses possession, picked up by Hall. Hands the ball off to Cuneo, who will reset the offense.
You wonder if their endurance could come into play here with that small roster and getting started early in the season still.
Left side wing for the Tigers, it's Kettery. Great defense by Ethan Morris to force the loose ball. Eckler comes up with possession. 2 minutes, 15 seconds on the third quarter clock. And a double dribble is called against Eckler. Officials say he pinned it on his hip before he put it back on the floor. I'll turn the ball over to the Bruins. 29-28 is what they trail to the Tigers. 2 minutes, 12 seconds in the third.
The Bruins have forced some really nice turnovers, giving themselves extra opportunities tonight.
Left side wing, it's Baker. Great ball movement from the Bruins coming out on this offensive try. Right side wing pulling for three is Lease. He's short off the rim. Ball out of play. Last touch by Kitterman. And Gabe McGuire back into the game. He takes the place of Eckler.
Lease knew it right off the wrist. He crashed those boards immediately after he put it up. He knew that one wasn't good.
Cuneo and Fuller working it up the floor for the Tigers. And they just barely get it across. And we got an offensive foul against Carson Cuneo. Ethan Morris set his feet in the lane. Cuneo lowers the shoulder. It might work for him on the gridiron, but on the hardwood, that is not the goal.
Yeah, the Bruins were upset they didn't get that backcourt call, but getting the charge, just as good for them.
Third foul for Cuneo tonight. First against the Tigers in the third quarter. From the right block, it's Baker. Has to find Kitterman at the stripe. Kitterman can't handle the pass. Comes up with the ball still. Finds Oxley. Oxley, teardrop, scores it. 30-29. A 1 point lead now for the Bruins with 1:20 left in the third. And a foul on the floor goes against Mason Kitterman. That's his fourth. Third on the Bruins in the quarter. Kitterman will have to take a seat. In for him, Jacob Dillon.
Jacob Dillon, my key player coming out of the half. You got to wonder, with those fouls mounting, can he make an impact, get even more above that season average of just 1 point per game?
McGuire will be the one to take it out of play for the Tigers. He's joined by Cuneo, Kettery, Fuller, and Hall. 5 on the floor for the Bruins is going to be Baker, Elise, Morris, Oxley, and Dillon.
Towel just put up, was brought up for the third time tonight.
These guys really getting after it. It is a little bit steamy in the gym as well, which doesn't help your moisture sticking to the floor. It's a good thing that the officials are on top of making sure all these players stay safe and have good grip. Cuneo from the right block. Finds Fuller on the left wing, back up top to Hall. 1 minute to go in the third. Hall on the left wing. Great defense from the Bruins and another defensive foul against Blackford.
We talked about the fouling coming into play. It's starting to make an impact here for these Bruins. They're mounting up.
Foul goes against Gage Baker, his second, fourth on Blackford in the quarter with 54.6 seconds left. You don't want to send Alexandria to the free throw line, and they will. as Fuller got Gage Baker in the air with a pump fake. Baker comes down on top of Fuller and will send him to the stripe for two. 30-29 the current score. 47.9 seconds left in the third quarter. Still one more quarter coming up after this. And we still have a good battle, a low-scoring battle, too, of these two teams going back and forth at it with each other.
The foul count is up to 4 now, but new this season in high school basketball, fouls go by quarters instead of halves. So this 5th foul for Blackford in the third quarter sends Alexandria to the line.
At the line shooting 2, it's Mason Fuller. Fuller's first shot, no good. Most he can do is tie it. Eckler and Gast come into the game, taking the place of Kettery and Cuneo. Second shot on the way for Fuller is short, and Oxley will come down with the board for the Bruins. So they maintain a 1-point lead. 42 seconds left in the third. Oxley has it at the top of the key. We'll hand the ball off to Morris to run point. Probably one shot, if that, coming up for Blackford, and a foul called on the floor, this time against Mason Fuller. That's Fuller's second, and the second on the team in the third quarter for Alexandria.
Referees are making sure this game stays clean with the towels on the floor and with the fouls, keeping both teams in check.
Left side wing, it's Baker. Back to the top of the key, and a skip pass down to Oxley on the right elbow. Back out to Baker on the left side wing. Baker over to Least, right wing for three. No good off the roll. Second chance opportunity for Jacob Dillon is no good. Ball is finally out of play and will stay with Blackford. And Blackford fans not happy about there being no foul call on Jacob Dillon as he was going up for the shots.
Blackford fans and Dillon himself upset with that call.
Teammates had to calm him down a little bit. Still Bruin possession with 10 seconds on the clock. They lead by 1, 30-29. Top of the key, it's Baker. 5 seconds on the clock. Baker pulls a three. It's tipped by Eckler, and Brady Gast is fouled right at the buzzer by Gage Baker. That is his 4th of the evening now, and we'll send Gast to the line to shoot 2 before we get this second quarter started. We'll stay here for that. And that's another guy, Gage Baker, that you don't want in scoring trouble. He's got the highest total of the night, the only man with double-digit scoring at 11. Gast knocks down the first, ties things up at 30. One more free throw coming up for Brady Gast. And he will keep it tied at 30, headed into the fourth. We're back for more after this on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
I do not.
Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at GenesisSportsPerformance.com. Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779. The Mower Shop in Fishers is the one-stop shop for all of your lawn maintenance needs. We have a huge selection of Honda and Toro lawnmowers in stock and even more to choose from online. Plus, we carry parts and accessories with super fast shipping. Just need maintenance or repairs? We offer that too, and we'll even deliver. The Mower Shop, family owned for more than 20 years. Visit our showroom just west of State Road 37 in Fishers or shop online at themowershop.com.
Some technical difficulties to start the fourth quarter on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, but we got you back to the action. We're all tied up at 30 apiece in this fourth quarter. And a foul on the shot is going to send a shooter to the line for Blackford. That's Ethan Morris, who will be headed to the stripe. The foul goes against Gabe McGuire, his second and the first of the quarter for Alexandria. Colin Eccles and Daniel Miller on the call. First shot at the line is good. I'll make it a lead again for Blackford, 31-30. Still 7 minutes to go in regulation. And we got ourselves a heck of a ball game, Daniel. 2-for-2 trip at the line for Ethan Morris. These two teams have been duking it out, getting really physical. And there's a reason that this rivalry game is so intense. And it's because of how well the game is played between these two teams, as Cuneo misses a chance from the left block. And coming up with the board is Jacob Dillon. Bringing it the other way, Gage Baker. Left corner, Lease. Skip pass, it's back to the top of the key to reset for Baker. Baker over the left wing, Lease. Moving back up top, hands the ball off to Morris. Morris, left corner, Baker, three on the way, short off the side of the rim. Baker trying to get the offensive board, and Gass comes up with the board instead. We'll bring it the other way and hand it off to Cuneo. Cuneo pulls a three at the top, no good. Loose ball picked up by McGuire, and Oxley's the last to touch it. It's Alexandria basketball with 6:10 left in the fourth.
We saw Baker making a shot attempt that last possession. He is still the Blackford Bruins leading scorer, but he has not scored since early in that second quarter. He needs to step back into this game if Blackford wants to take this victory.
Gast has possession off the inbound at the top of the key. He'll shade to the right side, hand the ball off to McGuire. Back up top, Eckler. Eckler moving to the right side now, has Gast on the right wing. Gast moves back up top, passes off to Cuneo. Cuneo to the left side wing, now McGuire. McGuire up top to Hall. Back further up top to Gast, and Cuneo takes over possession again at the top of the arc. Gast has an open three and won't drop it through. Loose ball picked up by Hall, and Cuneo has it on the right wing. Finds McGuire, left block, counted and one for Gabe McGuire.
Spin all around the rim and let it fall, big fella.
Foul goes against Jacob Dillon, his second, first of the quarter for Blackford. What a job by McGuire to fight through a double team contact in the air. Still drop it through. Here comes his shot at the line. And McGuire will only tie it for Alexandria. Gage Baker runs point for the Bruins over on the left side wing. Goes up top to Lease. Lease drives inside. Tries to dump it to Oxley, and a foul is called on Gabe McGuire.
McGuire thought he had a charge there. A bit upset with the call.
Third foul of McGuire, second against Alexandria in the quarter. It's on the floor. Ethan Morris will take it out of play for the inbound. 5:20 left in regulation. Right side wing, it's Baker. Baker drives baseline, puts up a floater, no good. McGuire bringing it up the floor. McGuire hands off to Gast. Gast moving towards the near side. Keeps it for himself, doesn't pass it off. Is fouled on the shot. The layup doesn't go through. Foul is against Vince Oxley.
As he turned around that right wing, he had an open lane to the basket. Blackford really had no choice but to foul there to keep him from getting the easy layup at the hoop.
Gast has not been the best at shooting from the stripe tonight, and will continue the cold streak. Misses his first. The score stays tied at 32. with 5 minutes and 3 seconds left on the fourth quarter clock.
This game is tied. Free throws ever so important at this point in the game.
And Gast goes 1 for 2. Takes a trip around the world and then goes through. 33-32.
Just like McGuire not too long ago. Rims are kind here for the home Tigers.
Lease, three-pointer, right corner is no good. Cuneo with the board. Gast will streak up the floor. Gast ahead to Eckler. What a look! Eckler scores it from the left side. And that's that quarterback vision from Brady Gast coming into play. Finds Eckler and scores it, brings the Tigers lead to 3. 4.5 minutes before we end regulation. Top of the key, stepping just inside is Morris. His shot no good. He'll go to the line for 2.
Eckler, we just talked about him with another bucket at the other end. He is their leading scorer here in the second half of the Tigers.
Cuneo is charged with the foul. That's his 4th. 1 away from being done. He's got 5 points on the evening. First shot for Ethan Morris will go through, 35-33. Kitterman will come back in and take the place of Jacob Dillon for Blackford. So it's Baker, Morris, Lease, Oxley, and Kitterman on the floor. It's a 2-for-2 trip as well. 35-34 the score. For the Tigers, it's Hall, McGuire, Cuneo, Gast, and Eckler. Eckler, left corner, pops a 3, buries a 3. 38-34. Big three-pointer and a big momentum booster for this Tigers team halfway through the fourth quarter. Other end of the floor, off the window is Morris. He'll score 2. Bring the lead back to 2 for Alexandria. 38-36. Full timeout called by head coach Justin for the Bruins. It's full 1 minute, so we'll take a timeout of our own. Back for more after this on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Gray Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Gray Hubler Ford, promise kept.
Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at GenesisSportsPerformance.com.
Joining you live from Muncie on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, the Alexandria Tigers lead the Blackton Bruins 38-36 in the fourth quarter. On IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, Colin Nichols and Daniel Miller on the call. It's Alexandria possession. Hall has it on the right side wing, looking to secure the first conference win in the Central Indiana Conference for this Alexandria squad this season. It's their conference opener against Blackford. And a miscue between Gast and Hall will turn the ball over and give Baker an opportunity to run point. He finds Oxley left block. Oxley ties things up at 38. 3:20 left in the fourth, and Cuneo's bringing it up the floor for the Tigers. McGuire all the way to the right corner for Hall. Hall trying to drive baseline, nowhere to go. Back to the top of the key to Gast.
They could have gotten a foul there. No call by the officials.
Hall in the right corner, passes a 3, passes another, goes back up top to Cuneo. Cuneo trying to find Eckler cutting to the basket. Eckler can't handle the pass. McGuire gets back on top, finds Gast, left wing 3! Yes, he did. 41-38, Alexandria in front by 3. 2:43 before we end regulation. Towels come out again. as some bodies hit the floor on that last possession.
We talked about it during the break. Bryson Eckler has been the key to the second half for this Alexandria Monroe team. He's got 10 points. The key to getting them up in this fourth quarter. They were down at the half. He has made a big impact in getting them back up.
Fuller comes in to take the place of Cuneo for Alexandria, so it's going to be Eckler, Gast, Hall, McGuire, and Fuller on the floor in the white. For the Blackford Bruins, obviously wearing black, it's Baker, Lease, Morris, Oxley, and Kitterman. Top of the key, it's Morris. Right side wing, Lease. 41-38 the score, 2:30 left on the game clock. Morris drives in, floater, off the mark. Morris gets his own board. Back out to the right side wing, but it's taken away by Hall, and Gast recovers a loose ball. Foul on the floor. Ethan Morris charged. 2:16 before we end the fourth. 3-point lead for Alexandria. The battle intensifies as we get later on into the evening.
Yes, it's a huge conference opponent. Look at spinning this forward for the season and even the next 3 years. I talked about Eckler earlier in the second half. He's the lone freshman starter for the Tigers. He could make a big impact for the Tigers this season, moving forward past this game and throughout his next 3 years here.
Top of the key, it's Hall. Hands the ball off to Gast. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the fourth quarter. McGuire driving right side. Won't score the basket. Oxley comes down with a board. And bringing it up the floor is Morris. He starts out on that right side. Morris, 1:45 on the game clock. Finds Lease left corner. Back up top, Kitterman. He hands the ball off to Lease. Lease trying to drive in past Hall. Nowhere to go. Kitterman right side wing. Kitterman driving in. Offensive foul. And Kitterman's day is done.
What a play by McGuire to stand in there, take the contact, take that charge, and get Kitterman out of this game. We know the depth issues for this Blackford team. Having one sit down for the rest of this final minute 33 is going to prove massive for this Bruins team.
Jacob Dillon comes in to take Kitterman's spot. Timeout called by head coach Matt Justin for the Bruins. It is another full 1-minute timeout, so we'll take another timeout of our own. 41-38 the score. Alexandria leads Blackford. The minute and a half remaining in the fourth quarter on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
All stocked up for another year?
Ho, ho, yes. I'm also hoping for some advice.
Anything for you, Santa.
Any ideas for those who made it on my new extra nice list this year?
How about up to $5,000 Christmas cash with a qualifying heating and cooling system?
Or 0% interest for 36 months?
Both amazing values. Visit petermanhvac.com to claim your Christmas cash.
Welcome back to the jungle at Alexandria Monroe High School on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. Driven by Greg Hubler Ford, Colin Eccles, and Daniel Miller on the call. Alexandria leading Blackford 41-38. 1 minute, 33 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. This is a big spot for Blackford, too. Newly checked in Keon Wells on the floor. We haven't seen much of him tonight.
We have not, and we just saw him hit the floor with Mason Kitterman having to sit after Gabe McGuire took that massive charge to foul him out.
Hall on the right side wing for the Tigers, looking to extend the lead and hopefully secure a win as we near the 1 minute mark in the fourth. Kettery at the top of the key. Finds Gast. Gast working against Lease, moves to the near side of the court. Finds Hall, who moves back up top. It's clock chewing time And we have hit 1 minute to go in the fourth. 41-38 the lead for Alexandria. And Oxley will pick up a foul and send Cuneo to the line to shoot 2.
Now we see the foul starting him out for the Bruins.
Blackford had a good run of being in the lead. They had the lead at halftime, but like I said, they let Alexandria get off to that hot start in the third quarter, and the Tigers never looked back.
They never did, led by Bryson Eckler in that second half. He had 11 second half points so far.
Cuneo can't knock down the first. McGuire back into the game to take Kettery out. So it's McGuire, Cuneo shooting at the line, Gast, Eckler, and Hall.
Cuneo was second in the first half of scoring, has yet to score in the second half.
And he doesn't score that time either. 41-38 stays the score. Morris brings it up the floor, goes left side wing Lease. Back up top to Morris, over to the left side wing now to Baker. Baker and Morris on the left wing. Back up top to Wells, over to the right side wing to Lease. Lease up top Morris. Morris has a lane off the window, scores it. 41-40, 32.4 seconds on the game clock. 1 point deficit for the Bruins. Full 1 minute timeout taken. We'll keep it here. This is a big final 32 seconds. Obviously, Cuneo missing those 2 free throws on his last try might come down to be a bullet in the foot for Alexandria, you could say. Because you could have had that as a 5-point lead. Now you have just 1 point of a lead to your name. 32 seconds is all that remains on the game clock for these two teams. Now, if you are Alexandria, obviously I would expect Blackford to foul a little bit and try to send you back to the line. Maybe send Cuneo back, as he hasn't been the best shooter at the stripe this evening. Nonetheless, for Blackford, they've got to get some of those better shooters back involved again.
100%, and those roster issues really coming to bite them late. But for Alexandria, you mentioned it with the free throw struggles. It's not just Cuneo. They've had several guys struggle from the free throw line. And if they can't hit some coming down the wire, this could prove to be a massive victory for Blackford, getting their first conference win.
Conference opener for both teams. Both teams 2-1 overall on the year. Cuneo, McGuire, Hall, Gast, and Eckler on the floor. In the white for Alexandria, for Blackford in the black, obviously. McGuire, fast break, lays it in on the right side, 43-40.
What a play call from Coach Marty Carroll there, sending McGuire down the court.
Baker left corner looking for a 3, doesn't have it. Back up top to Lease, 18 seconds on the clock. Up top again to Baker. Baker, crossover, deep 2. Won't hit it. Oxley can't handle the board, and a foul is called with 6.9 on the clock. And that might be the nail in the coffin. Headed to the line to shoot 2 is Hall. It's a 43-40 lead for Alexandria, and 2 free throws might do it.
It might do it, but we mentioned it. These Tigers have struggled from the line.
Full timeout taken by head coach Marty Carroll of Alexandria. We'll keep it here. 6.9 on the clock, 43-40. 2 free throws coming to the line for Hall. And this one might be just out of reach of Blackford. I think the big difference here, Blackford just not hitting their shots when it counted. We've seen a couple times where, you know, some of the shooters at the beginning of the game, Baker got hot early, Morris got hot early, especially from behind the arc. But after that, come halftime, they've fallen flat from three-point range.
Oh, 100%. And with Baker, even later in that second quarter, he struggled. He had 11 points, which over doubled all of the scores for Blackford in that first half. But he has yet to score since the opening minutes of that second quarter. I said it earlier that it was going to come back to bite if he couldn't get going, and it looks like it may have.
All they have is 6.9 left on the clock. Like you said, Baker currently sitting with 11 points. 14 points as the leading scorer. That's Ethan Morris for the Bruins. On the other side, Bryson Eckler with 12. Next behind him with 9 is Brady Gast, and then it's 8 after that for Carson Hall. He's got 2 shots coming at the line to try and extend and put this game away for Alexandria. His first shot is good. 44-40.
That should seal it, and that's also his first point of the second half. You mentioned how he's a high scorer tonight. That's his first one in the second half.
Another timeout called by Alexandria. It's another full 1-minute timeout. Again, we'll keep it here. You're ahead by 4, 2 possessions with 6.9 seconds. That brings the scoring total to 9 for Hall this evening. You got to think, too, if Hall knocks down this second free throw, even if he doesn't, 6.9 seconds on the clock. Do you essentially let Blackford take the ball up the floor while you're up by 4, let them score, and then by the time they get up the floor, there's going to be less than 5 seconds on the clock. You can essentially let them drop it at the out-of-bounds line and not run an inbound play and run the clock out. You could, in theory, sit all of your players in a corner and let them stand, and this game is won for Alexandria.
Yeah, that free throw was the nail in the coffin for the Tigers. And 6.9 seconds just doesn't seem like enough time for Blackford to get 2 scores.
Hall has 1 more shot at the line. This is to make it a 5-point lead. He will make it a 5-point lead and enter the double-digit scoring mark. Baker brings it up the floor. Baker, a desperate 3 is off the mark. Cuneo corrals, and it's a 1-0 start in CIC conference play for the Alexandria Tigers. 45-40, the final score. Alexandria takes home the win over Blackford and splits the evening with the Blackford Bruins in the CIC Traveling Cup Trophy. Huge night for both schools. Big win on the side of Blackford for the girls. Big win on the side of Alexandria for the boys. They improved to 3-1. Blackford falls to 2-2. And 1-0 in the conference start for Alexandria, 0-1 for the Bruins. We'll go ahead and get quickly into this final scoring total for both sides. Run us through the leading scorers, starting with Blackford on the losing end. Ethan Morris was the leader there.
Was your leading scorer for the Bruins. He came up big in the second half. He had very even scoring across both halves. You didn't really expect him to score that much. He was actually the 5th leading scorer on the season ending tonight. But he came in and had a big game. Just not enough for the Bruins.
Gage Baker as well with 11 for Blackford. Then on the side of Alexandria, a big performance by the freshman, the one freshman in the starting lineup, and that was Bryson Eckler, who dropped 12 on the evening, 10 points as well for Carson Hall, and 9 for Brady Gast. So a big night overall for the Alexandria Tigers. Couldn't be a better night and a better start to CIC conference play for them, and that's going to wrap things up. The final score, 45-40 in favor of Alexandria. The 2 teams split the doubleheader on the evening on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. We want to give a quick shout-out to all of our sponsors who make these productions possible. Peterman HVAC, Genesis Sports Performance, The Mower Shop. You've also got on our list Universal Roofing, Werner Financial, who powers your starting 5 lineups every night, and, of course, this broadcast driven by Greg Hubler Ford. Going to go ahead and sign things off for our doubleheader tonight. For Vince Reimer, for Daniel Miller, my name is Colin Eccles saying see you next week for